All right. I just ran all the way up and down the stairs like 3 times, so I'm catching my breath. But I figured, seeing as I haven't been able to upload much lately, I would, yeah, here's the twerp. I would live stream while I packed up some things. Whew. Very, very out of breath. Holy crap. But so it is coming upon moving time for us, and in the next couple of weeks probably. But my boyfriend is currently in Montana. He drove the moving vehicle down for my in-laws. So I'm the only one in the house because my roommate is at work. But yeah, so I thought I would chat with you guys while I did a little bit of packing up in my sewing room. It's a little bit hectic in here. Interesting thing is I have to pack everything that I'm not going to be needing and figure out what I'm going to be needing for the next couple of weeks to work on orders. There is the thought that maybe I'll just take the next couple of weeks till after the move and not do sewing, but I really don't want to have to do that. So, that's kind of the deal. And I have my trusty little meow thing over here. Where is he? There he is. He's right there. He's playing the If I Fits, I Sits game today. So any box or anything that he finds, he's getting into. But, so, yeah. Anyway, those of you who join in, hello. We got one in here right now. Hello. We're just working on some packing and some cleaning up of my sewing room because the move is in like 2 weeks at the most. We're going to be packing and taking small loads here and there throughout the next couple of weeks, and then we're going to finally do the big move. But for now, we're going to get going. And I'm going to start with putting together a few boxes because we need them. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Scorpion. Hello. I'm just packing up. For those of you who weren't in here, I'm working on some packing for the move here soon. So I'm working on figuring out what I'm going to need and stuff packed in my sewing room and what I can leave out. So funny thing is, the place we are moving into has an alarm system, and I set off the alarm the other day. That was fun. There's a box, and there's a kitty. You can't see him very well right now, but here he is. Maybe I'll put it up on a chair. My cat is very clingy today, like overly clingy. There we go. Now you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. And he's playing the If I Fits, I Sits game. Yeah, we're going to put a few boxes together. I figure I'm kind of going to put a bunch of the boxes together and just leave them up here, bring them downstairs as needed. But I kind of thought today I would focus on my sewing room and my bedroom, because I can pack away a lot of my bedroom stuff. Because really all I need is clothing. So, yeah. All right. And my cat is making a mess everywhere. Don't make a mess, buddy. Stay out of stuff. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy that we're moving again. I'm not incredibly fond of the idea, except for I do like the house that we're moving into. I will like the house. So, this thing. Hi. He got mad at me because when I was getting out the boxes, he hopped outside with me, and then I had to bring him in, so he's not happy about that. You go in the box? You go play in the box. There we go. But such is life when you're a cat. So when we move, I'm going to have a sewing/art room. And I'm literally going to have a desk for my art stuff. And I'm really, really considering starting an art channel. Primarily an ABDL art channel, because that's a lot of what I do. But I'm really trying to hone my style and my skills, working on a lot of new things. And I just thought that would kind of be fun. There's really none that I know of for the ABDL art. So I thought that would be kind of cool. Scorpion, I am doing okay. I've had a rough few days. I had a horrid migraine yesterday to the point of I couldn't really function. I went and took care of my brother-in-law's cat in the morning. Then I came home and immediately took some migraine medication. And I put that box together backwards. Oh, well. Yes, I will call you Missy. Hi, Edwin. But I took migraine meds yesterday and ended up sleeping the majority of the day. So, yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'm really thinking about the art channel. I don't have a great camera, but I have a digital one somewhere in this household. I just have to get batteries for it and stuff. So I'm really considering doing that here and seeing how it goes. But yeah. So I'm watching my brother-in-law's cat right now, and I have to go over there twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. And the cool thing about that is I've been allowed, my boyfriend has allowed me to drive for those because I don't have a ride. So I've actually gotten to drive the last couple of days, but only to and from his house. Or I did drive the other day when I was with my roommate. But yeah, that was nice. I haven't driven in so long, so it was really nice to have some driving time. Doing better than you were 2 days ago. Yeah, I know the feeling. Sorry about the box noises. It's kind of loud. Okay, I'm stuck. Okay, there we go. That I can deal with. But it's been, and I don't like being home by myself at all. So when Andrew goes out of town, it's hard for me. But thankfully this time around, like last time he went out of town, I was a basket case. But this time I actually have someone who's home every night with me. And that's really helping me out with this trip. He comes back Monday and I'm so excited. Hello, James. Missed a couple of streams lately. What's happening? Hey, we are working on moving again. Okay, that's the last really loud skating noise I have to make. Like I said, we're working on moving again. We're moving into our in-laws' house, and they're moving to Montana. So I'm working on packing up my sewing room. So yeah. I was really depressed and sad and felt so alone I couldn't stop wearing like a lot. Oh, that sucks. Half a bag, though, that's not too horrible. I go through about 4 diapers a day, and I have 10 packs of diapers. So it is tough, though, when you're having like an extra a lot of wedding. What do I sell? I sell a lot of things. I sell cloth diapers for adults. I sell diaper covers, onesies, footed pajamas, overalls, shortalls. What else? Different PJ sets. Pretty much I sell ABDL clothing and incontinence clothing. Hopefully soon I'm going to be working on romper patterns once we get moved and everything. I'm going to hopefully do that. So, but yeah, so today I'm going through and packing up some of my sewing stuff, or at least stuff in my sewing room. So yeah, that'll be fun. I hate packing. And because everybody else in my household works, usually the packing falls to me. So I'm going to be kind of knackered the next few weeks. And then right after our move, we have company coming into town. This is semi long term. Our in laws moved out of state for a job, but they weren't able to sell the house before they moved because it needed a lot of fixing up and everything. So we are moving in for probably the next year to fix it up and get it ready to sell. And then, that way we can do all the work. We can do it at a decent time, so we're not like spending huge amounts of money at once. But we're going to be paying in-laws rent and stuff and getting out of an apartment. I do sell adult baby cloth diapers. They're the same thing as my regular diapers that I sell. It's just a matter of if you want a babyish print or not. I don't do anything like a waddle diaper yet. My diapers can kind of be made into a waddle diaper because I sell pocket diapers. So basically, let me get one to show you guys. Now that I've got myself completely blocked in here. All right. So there's a few different types of cloth diapers that you can find. Hello. So with my diapers, they are waterproof on the outside, and this is called PUL. So it's basically a breathable but waterproof fabric. And the inside has this, you can see it's kind of shiny. It's got a polyurethane laminate on the inside, and then the outside is a polyester knit. So it's like fabric on the outside, but it's a very silky fabric. And it's plastic on the inside, so it's waterproof. And then there's the liner, which is micro fleece. It can be made out of a lot of different things. I prefer micro fleece. But with the pocket diaper, you have just the shell. And then in the back is the opening for the inserts. And you can stuff as many inserts in there as you want. Really, I go about 4 inserts, which means there's going to be, I do 2 layers of hemp and 2 layers of flannel per insert. So I end up with a lot. They're very, 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 very thick. And yeah, they kind of make me waddle a little bit. But that's what gets me the best wear time. Pretty much you can count on an hour per insert or 1 wedding per insert type thing. But I love these. I just stopped wearing cloth for a while because it was a lot of work for me. And we were at the time, we were living in an apartment and we had coin operated. I do use them here and there, but a lot of mine have worn out at this point because I've used them for so many years. This particular fabric was a limited time run, and I call it my cloth version of a space diaper. But yeah, that's the type of diaper I sell. I could show you an insert, but they are all downstairs because they got washed. But yeah, so I really, really, really like them. And I will probably go back to them at some point, at least a little bit, but I want to restock what I have because I've really worn them out. Free size? What do you mean, Edwin? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I have 4 sizes, basically. I have extra small, which is basically like if you're a super tiny person, adult, or if you're a kid, like a teen, they really aren't that big. Then I have small, medium, and large. And the larges really go up quite a ways. I have about I should probably measure to figure this out again because I haven't measured myself in a really long time. But I am currently 270 pounds, and I can wear my larges on like the first or second snap. So it's not too bad. They fit really, really large. And I know I have at least a 54-inch. How's the benefit stuff going now? Oh, the disability. I just got my second letter. Okay, Dinesty, see you later. I got my second letter where we had filed for the request to reconsider, and they denied that. So I'm currently waiting for a packet from my lawyer that I will fill out, basically updating my health issues and what's going on. And this time I do actually have some stuff to update them on. because my hip has been horrible. I've had a lot of issues with my hip, and it's causing a lot of things. But this is the process where we then go into a hearing. Like, we're filing an appeal. We want a hearing. This is when I can bring everybody in, my mother, my boyfriend, family members, to basically say to the judge, this is what she goes through on a regular basis. This is why we think she needs the disability. And, that's going to go on. I think I could even get a letter from my previous boss over at Joanne's. I'm going to talk to her soon about that. But, this next process can be a very long one, a lot of waiting. Some people wait like 2 to 3 years for a hearing date and all that. So it can be a really long time. And this is where we really buckle in and get everything we possibly can. And it's really funny because in the letter, they always state, like, this is why you're saying you can't work. And I have a laundry list. It's like a whole paragraph of what's going on. And they're like, you're not severe enough. I'm like, Edwin, if you go on my Etsy page, if you go to Etsy.com and search for, here, I'll just type it in here to show you. But it's Binky Girl AB Creations, and it's all one word. So if you search for that, my shop will come right up, and you'll see all my diapers and all my clothing. All right, Missy, see you later. But they are not cheap. I will say this right off the bat. Mine are not cheap, but I sell really good quality. I mean, I have diapers that I've had for over 4 years, and they're still going strong. The ones that I have made, I don't really necessarily like them as much because I've switched up what fabrics I use on the inside and stuff. So I've updated my thing, and currently my pattern is probably how it's going to stay because I absolutely love it. Thank you, James. I really, really appreciate it. Sending those good vibes. It's an uphill battle at this point, and I have been struggling health-wise. My walking is not very good these days because I have my left hip feels like it's constantly just trying to dislocate. And it actually did partially dislocate at one point. And oh my God, that is one of the most painful things I've been through. And it just constantly is trying to slip out of joint. And I actually have an appointment in a few weeks, in about a month exactly. And I'm going to go talk to the doctor about it to see if we can kind of look into things, because that is not fun. All right, we're going to pull over some art stuff because I am going to go ahead and go through it. I'll have to post. I'm going to be posting something here soon. If you guys follow my Facebook page, you'll get most of the artwork there is where I tend to post it. But I'm working on being more active on Twitter and Instagram. I'm not very good at it. But in the last few weeks, I've really, really been working on my art. And I've done some really beautiful pieces that I am very, very proud of. But this is typically what I do when I draw something. This is one that I drew. This is me as a little, this is Chloe. And typically when I draw something, I just draw the character because a lot of people do that. And I am actually working on really honing in my backgrounds and my shading, making it much more there, because I've always been afraid of shading. I don't want to shade too much. I don't want it to look funny. And as you can see, there's very little shading on this one. But let me pull up on my phone a new picture here that I have done. See if I'll get it to show very well. Close that. This little guy. Let's see if it'll flip it. There we go. It's really washed out, but let's see if it'll. It's too bright. Yeah, it's too bright, but I'll have to post it, and maybe I'll bring it up here in a minute when I go down and get some more stuff. But I've really been working on the backgrounds of my pictures and making it more of a whole picture instead of just a simple character like this one. I mean, I still love these pictures, don't get me wrong, and I can always add a background on these too. But this is a very old one I'm not very fond of. I probably am not even going to keep this one because its colors are just, ugh, ugh. And I have a copy of it. Skill more than just sewing. Yes, I am quite, I love art. I do sewing, I do drawing, I use like marker, I use watercolor. I have done acrylics in the past. It has been years since I've done that. I will say that much. Many, many years. Ugh, this is an early on, and I'm not hugely fond of this one. It's just kind of creepy. Here's a little guy I did. So, but I like this one. I just need to, I've never colored this one, funny enough. I really should do that. And then I did a Funko version of me. And then there's this one. This one is pretty decent. I like him. I was trying out different styles. So this is some of my really old artwork too. And this one is one of my favorites. I love this one. I did draw him based on, I basically copied a picture, but he's so fun. My cloth diapers, I believe, are about $60. I would honestly have to go look. But definitely check. I posted my Etsy shop name. Go to Etsy.com and search that, and you'll be able to see my stuff. Can't draw or paint at all, but I'm told I have a good photo. I love photography. I am not that great at it. I haven't done much photography. Oh, this is one. So this is one I did just the background. I masked it and did the background, and I was going to draw on the rest of it. I just haven't done that yet. Pikachu. I have a lot of older drawings. This is one of my reference sheets from way long time ago that I drew for myself, based on my colors for Chloe. But yeah. Oh, here's the one without the color. But basically, I always keep a blank copy of my artwork, and it works for me. I have so many reference sheets in here. I don't need this one because I have that. This was a drawing by Mark Crilly that I drew along with his tutorial with. That was a lot of fun. Very, very early on chibi. Things like that. This is my old artwork stuff, you know. It's fun. Oh, and this is done in acrylics. This was painted in acrylic. My Winnie the Pooh. But yeah, and this was an uncolored commission that I did. It looks a lot better colored because it has a ton of scales and things like that. Looks really good. But yeah, I'm really working on kind of honing my skill a bit and taking it to the next level. Oh, and these were logo ideas back when I was doing business with my buddy Mark. I've really improved since then. Adventure time. But yeah, it's fun to look back at the old stuff, and you know, I won't ever throw this stuff away. I literally kind of keep everything that I draw. I have one drawing that I need to go back and do here. So another update for those of you who want to know. I have changed how I'm going to decorate my nursery. Because we are moving into my in-laws' house and they are going to want to sell this house, we figured it would be a good idea if we were able to pass off the nursery as more of a special needs room. So the decorations are going to be kind of key in that, actually. So I've changed my mind, and we are going to start decorating it as Lilo and Stitch themed, so that kind of, while it's still something I love, it's more easily passed off as a special needs room and not as creepy. But yeah, so that's kind of where what I'm thinking. I haven't even told Daddy that. I've decided this in the last couple days. Hey, I'll go. But yeah. Okay, moving on here. Oh, I have so many bins in this room. It's crazy. Like, I have specific bins for specific things. Like, I have a whole box right over here full of stuff for my mother-in-law that I'm going to be sewing for her. Bugged out, switched to my iPad. There you go. And then this is like my personal, like I have here, this is unfortunately, this does not fit me and I'm really sad about this, but it will be up for grabs here before too long. And this is a Doctor Who hidden PUL diaper. And before too long, I'm actually going to do this and get it sold. So keep an eye out for that. If you're a Doctor Who fan and you wear a medium of my diapers, it's going to be for sale soon. But I have like current diaper projects that I'm working on. A buddy of mine has bought a few diapers and I was getting them all separated, ready to all cut out. Like this one is really super cute. I have, this one is really cool. It's very psychedelic. This one's like an underwater theme. And then we have like foxes. And this is one of my personal favorites. It's the jungle theme. Love this one. And then behind it, we have like planes. And there are some of these fabrics that I have that are no longer available to purchase, which is, that's something that drives me crazy, is I'm constantly having to go through and update my prints on my diapers because the website I use, they'll retire some here and there. So this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love the hedgehog one. I personally have one like this, and then this one was supposed to be mine, but I just haven't had time to sew for myself, and I haven't been using cloth, so I figured I would put it aside for now. Then we have, this is a really old print from them. This is several years old now, and they don't actually sell this one, and it's kind of like a lab stuff. There's like books and microscopes and different physics types of things and whatnot. It's a really cool one. The blue one, you want the water one. I'm not even sure that one's available anymore. That's the sad thing about some of these is they're no longer available and they go fast. So here's one that I will probably be selling here. It's like dinos and volcanoes. I have one of this myself. This is a medium. And it will eventually be sold. These are going to be like single purchase type things as well. This one is really pretty. I want this one for myself, but I can't right now. This one is super cool. I did a diaper out of that. I don't even think there's enough for a diaper left on this one, but it's been super fun. And then, okay, I got a couple I'll show you. This one I have been saving for quite some time. This came out a couple years ago, several years ago for Halloween, and somebody ordered it, and I had enough to make two. So this one I'm saving for myself because I'm a sock monkey collector. I have a few sock monkeys. I love them. But this one I have cut out and ready to go. I just haven't sewn it yet. Then we've got some here. Let's see. This is just a blank white one at the moment. The plan was to paint that one. Then we got this one. This one's really cool. This is actually a medium. Yeah, this one's a medium. It's pretty cute. But something that's neat about the white is I can actually paint it. And this one actually has some glow-in-the-dark paint on it. It didn't work real great, but yeah, that was one I painted for somebody, and I didn't end up, or I was painting it for someone that I know, and I didn't end up finishing it. It was a surprise. It didn't go anywhere. But this one I really love. This one is one of my favorites that I've ever done. I painted Winnie the Pooh on there, and then on the front of it, I painted like a little map of the 100-acre wood. And I just haven't finished this one. It's all cut out. It's got the snaps in it and everything. It's ready to go. It's just that I haven't finished it. So I do that. That's what this whole bin is, just unfinished diapers, pretty much. And then I have been painting. I didn't finish this one yet, but it's Lilo and Stitch themed. And it's just got little different Lilo and Stitch things all over it. This is an unfinished Lilo there, but it's really fun. Painting them is really, really fun. So But yeah, that's about all that there is in there now. And so I'm still probably going to keep this bin like this because I just always go to this bin for that. But I wanted to make sure there was nothing I needed to toss in there before I kind of put it away. You want the blue one? Yeah, let me see. Let me check if that one's available. Yeah. I don't think it is. I haven't seen it in a while. The Boom Bang Pow one is available, which is really cool. Yeah, they've updated it since I last looked even. It's every season they bring out new ones and get rid of old ones, you know. But they do have a few that they keep. Yeah, I don't see it on here at the moment. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not on there at the moment. Yeah, the Under the Sea one, unfortunately, is no longer available. I really need to go through my list and be like, these are gone, these are gone, these are gone. But yeah. Okay, so this can go aside. That one is ready to go. Oof. Oh. And this is another art box. I have so many of them running around. Oh, this is one that I did for Memorial Day. But it says hero, father, husband, brother, son, mom, sister, daughter, wife, and some gave all, it says at the top. So this was my Memorial Day piece, and I absolutely love it. Very old that was acrylic, very old acrylics, just playing around. So this is my box of like old sketchbooks. Some that are completely filled, others that are just like random, like very early on stuff. Things like that. I'll do a sketchbook flip through at some point because I have a lot of them. A lot of them. I need to put him away. I have to get a new portfolio because I've been working in bigger sketchbooks lately. So it's been really fun. Oh, look at that. There's the one I was looking for. Okay. That's awesome. This one has a lot of good stuff. But yeah, lots of sketchbooks in here. It's really fun to go back through my old artwork. My mom still has some of my second grade artwork, and this is just a random art that I just practice the little things in here. But when I see my mom, when I visit her next, she's gonna give it back to me because she has like a whole portfolio of mine from when I was a kid. What is this? Are these? I'm not even sure what this is. It's colored pencils, but I'm trying to figure out what set it was from. That's interesting. I'm not sure where that's from. Oh, and then here's one of my pieces that I was working on for my nursery. I didn't realize he was in there. So, oh, thank you, Diana. Wait, is it Diana? Yeah, Diana. And then I've got magnet sheets, which I'm hopefully going to use before too long. Making magnets with my art, which is really fun. A bunch of coloring pages that I haven't done and probably never will. Lots and lots of test papers. Oh, what's this? Oh, this was playing around with some inks I had. This is a page I colored. I did not draw her. I just printed it and colored it. This is a little drawing, kind of inspired by a friend. More ink work. And then this was a version of my avatar that I did with watercolor, and I didn't like the way it turned out at all. A bunch of Build-A-Bear certificates and things. It's really fun to go through this stuff. This was a first sketch up for that other dragon I showed you. Yes, I am going to have a nursery. I do have a nursery right now, actually. Hey, there's some blank papers in here. What do you know? I do currently have a nursery. It's just not decorated or anything like that yet. These need to go somewhere else then. Anything in there. But quite the artist you are. I have it in my blood. My mother is an artist, and she's taught me all my life. And these are all coloring pages that I've had printed that I haven't colored. But yeah, my mother is quite the artist. Like, you guys should see some of her stuff. She does gorgeous work, and she's been teaching me all of my life. One of my favorite artists, Mark Crilly, has a set of 3 books. I love his work. He's actually very inspirational in my getting back into drawing. Many stencils, but yes and no. I mean, I do my own stuff a lot. I've done a couple of commissions. I would love to do more commissions, but I'm not really that fantastic at it. Oh, Finding Nemo stuff. Well, Finding Dory. These are a bunch of stickers I created for my shop. You can actually find those on my shop as well. That's kind of fun still. It's up there. Bunches of reference sheets, bunches of things I've drawn. Thank you, Steve. Many, many coloring pages. I used up way too much stuff. But it was kind of, I do need to do this still because it's a really good way to work on my coloring techniques without drawing artwork. It's really a great way to do that. This one is completely full. I have like 5 full sketchbooks. This is pretty cool. I'll have to do a sketchbook flip through. And then this is my baby. I did not draw this picture, but I did win it in a giveaway from one of my favorite artists. And she's really awesome because she basically draws in pen and a few cut markers, like all her shading, everything's in pen, and it's really neat. And I won a print from her, and this is going to go up in my new sewing room for sure. I framed it and everything. So I'm excited about that. And it did break. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah. You know, Steve, I know I'm good. I know I'm good because I've been told I'm good. But I'm very down on myself usually, but I am getting better at appreciating my own artwork, at understanding that my artwork is good. It's just different than a lot of styles. And I'm really, really working toward, you know, really embracing my own work. I mean, I always love my own work, but I always think no one else is going to like it. Somehow it reminds me of Studio Ghibli. I need to watch some Studio Ghibli. I have not, and I know I need to. But so this is something else I do that is crafty. I have done polymer clay, and I took a wooden box and lined the whole thing in clay, and I made a TARDIS. And this is my little box. It used to be a jewelry box. I don't really wear jewelry, but currently it holds my business cards and my stickers and things like that I send when I have an order. Like, I always include a logo. I'm trying to find a logo in here. Let's see if I can find one. But I've turned a lot of my artwork into stickers, and it's been really fun. I have a little monkey. Just as an FYI, if you ever get an order from me, these stickers do not last in the sun. Do not put them on your car. I had to learn that. I actually did a test to see if that was the case, so I could say. But I have like little logo. This is my logo that I sent out with every order, and I always include like another little sticker. Usually a Binky sticker goes along with it, and then my business cards. So this is my little sticker box. All right, let's see. We're going to go ahead and put this all back in here. My writing book. This is from 2012. So this was just after I met my boyfriend. And I was writing, I was definitely doing a story in there. And it's an interesting journal. Like, there's a story that I started, then there's like when I little journaled a little bit, like when I was being little and stuff, I would write. It's interesting. It makes an interesting read. So that's something that's in there. It's kind of my catch-all art stuff. Where is my cat? Snitch, are you in here? I'm surprised he's not in here, but art is really my life, and my sewing is an art as well. It's my passion. I really, really enjoy it. I get as much joy out of the things I sew as the things I draw. So it's just my way of expressing that, you know. And I have a whole box of frames in there, and when I move, I'm going to be putting like my favorite art pieces up in my sewing room. And you guys have any questions for me or anything, just feel free to ask. I'm here to answer. I'm just kind of chilling, figuring stuff out, getting some art stuff put away and packed up. Okay, so we have this art piece here, and we're not sure who painted this in my family. My mom thought it was me, but I know it wasn't me. And the question is, was it my youngest sister or the one ahead of her? We're not sure, but either way, I have the painting. It's not mine, but you know. Oh, and I have so many things. Lots of acrylic paint, primer for when I do my art box stuff. Shipping label, thingy my bobby. Oh, this is for sending back my, but I have like masking fluid in here. This is a really cool paste. I'll have to, later on at some point, I could flip through my portfolio a little bit right now. This is my current portfolio, and it's very, very full. Let's see if I can get this to show you a little bit. I can pull down the blind so it's not as glary. That should help a little bit. Here's a piece. Oops. This one is all watercolor. And we've got marker. This one was done with a lot of Sharpie, actually. Just like different artworks here. An incomplete one. I still have to finish this one. In and out dinner on the go. Oh, no. This was a commission I did for my roommate. This is still to this day one of my favorites. This is cute too, but this is Bradley. My ex supervisor named him. This is one I did for FAP awareness, or at least colon disease awareness here. This is Chloe. This is one of the earlier ones. I still love that one. This one is the one I was talking about, the paste. If you see the dots in the background, those are actually paste that you put on the page and it dries and you can paint and draw over it. This one is still one of my favorites. I absolutely love this one. It's hard to flip these pages because the paper is so thick. This is pictures of my little side and my previous roommate's little side, just doing it for fun things. Have quite a few of those. Lots of different. This is a very early artwork. This is from 2016, so this is when I first started my job back in 2016. Well, not first, but this is another one. This was inspired by Mary from the Fry Life. It's kind of just a medical awareness piece. So I have just a bunch of random ones that I've drawn. This was my very first commission ever. I love this one. Blank page, not very common in my book. These are also commissions for a friend. This was a tattoo commission, and this one's really cool. I still really, really love this one. You can't really see it, but he's got diapered and not ashamed tattooed on him. Early on, I love Adventure Time. Oh, there's several blank pages in here. I'll have to fill those. Another one of me and my previous roommate. This is some sticker stuff I did. A lot of different ones. The finished versions of them. And here's my Pokemon drawings. This is one I did. This was actually, I did this as a, it was a challenge of the month for Jazza. He's a YouTuber artist. And it was a Pokemon mashup. You took 2 Pokemon and mashed them up. I did Primeape and Raichu. Then this was mostly marker. And then some gel pen and stuff. This was Sun and Moon. I have a lot of Pokemon. I draw a lot of Pokemon because they're really easy to draw. Primeape. Starters. Yeah, I know. Then there's this one. And then I love this one. It's one of my favorites. And then this one I found this picture online and I decided to kind of go off of it. And this is it. If you see where my finger is up there, there's like marks. Somebody at work pulled this off my desk and traced over it with Sharpie on another paper and ruined it. And I have been so mad about that ever since. I know I need to publish more of them. I'm really trying. It's really hard for me to, like, I need to go through and scan all these in again and get them out there. But it's hard. I'm scared. And this is my boyfriend's Wacom bamboo, very old Wacom. It's like from freaking, doesn't even say, it's old. It's really old. He bought this when he was in high school and he's now almost 27. So he's a bit old. People just can't help some of them. But yeah, I'm going to be, once I move, I'm like I said, I'm thinking about starting an art YouTube channel here before too long. So that's definitely something I'm going to look into. I got to put these in there's so many pens. I can never find any, and I finally discovered where they all are. Sharpies and sewing clips. No, this goes in here. Scissors, old scissors that are horrible. This can go in here. We're going to put all the pens and things. Actually, I need these Sharpies. Sorry, I didn't mean you. I meant the person you traced. Yeah, it was really, like, I wouldn't have minded him tracing it, especially if he had asked. It was my day off, and we didn't have assigned desks per se, but because of the contract I was in, we sat in a specific space because I was off phones a lot, and my area only had a couple of phones, so we sat there. And he just was a new guy, and he was very, very, he did a lot of vandalism, actually, in the store, or in the place where I worked. Like, he drew on bathroom walls. He drew on, like, a bunch of different people's books and things. It's like, dude, really? And it was really, really... I do have the original version of that, I believe. I also have it on the computer. I did put it on the computer and digitally do the line work so I can print it off and do it again. But it was really sad. I was so mad. So mad. And the person who did it actually ended up getting fired because he was vandalizing a lot of stuff and it was not okay. So he got fired. So joke's on him. But this stuff doesn't, we'll leave all that stuff in there actually. This goes with my printer stuff. Okay. Finding stuff to pack my artwork in is not easy. Karma got him. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. It's like, joke's on you. It was just weird because he was so stinking rude. It was funny when he got fired. I was happy. Like, that's what you get for vandalizing somebody's artwork. And I had artwork all over my desk. Like, I was very well known for my art at my job. This was not my previous job, but the job before that. I was very well known for all that stuff, so everybody loved it. And they, like, when people found out, they were so mad. Like, everybody else was like, "How dare they do that?" It was really funny. I had a lot of people who had my back, which was the awesome part of that job. I had so many people that had my back through everything. You know, with all my health issues and stuff, it was nice. All right. Thankfully, this box is already marked. Where's my tape? There it is. This is one of my boxes I never really unpack. I'm actually not taping this one up incredibly well. There we go. There's a packed box. Whoa, one box down. Many more to go. Many. That is garbage. We're gonna put all. My sewing room is covered in pins at the moment, all over the floor. That's something I have to watch in the new house. But I'm also risking a lot right now because I decided to air out, so I'm not wearing a diaper at the moment. We'll see how that goes. That could be a very big mistake, but oh well. This is all sheets and things from my mother-in-law. She gave them to me to basically make. Hang on, where's the cat? He's actually in the crib sleeping right now, surprisingly. But whenever I'm up here, he tends to either sit with me or go in the crib. But he did just eat, so he's nice and quiet. So, but I use sheets and stuff to do test runs of some patterns at times. So that's what all these are for. Aww. Sorry, my mother-in-law is at her sister's wedding right now, so I keep getting pictures. But yeah, sheets are a really good thing for trial runs of patterns. I have found lots of things out using sheets. I'm not going to bother. I hate fitted sheets. They're so hard to deal with. Okay, these can all go in the box. This is garbage because there's not enough to do anything with that. And a random bag. Yeah, my cat he's kind of been in an interesting mood lately. I think he knows something's up. And I've been seeing the other cat twice a day, so he smells the other cat on me. And he's been somewhat skittish, but somewhat clingy. It's really weird. Today was a kind of clingy day. Holy crap, I'm almost out of tape. Time to go find another roll. Oh yeah, it's out. That one is out. That's okay. I really wanted to, with my next move, I wanted to do this thing where I saw you use different color tapes to code which room is going. How's your partner doing? What's he going to do for work? He's going to be at the same job. We're literally only moving about 2 miles away. So he's going to have the same job. It's the in-laws that have moved out of state. He is currently in Montana with his parents. He drove the moving truck down for them because they had 3 vehicles, so they had to have 3 drivers, and his brother went along as well as an extra driver to relieve whoever needed to be relieved for a while. Except for the truck, my boyfriend and his dad were the only ones that could drive the truck, and I'm pretty sure my boyfriend drove the whole thing. This Sharpie is dead. It's really dead. But, yeah. All right, I'm going to be back momentarily. I have to go grab my other roll of tape. There we go. Moving. I did it. everybody. Want to say hi to everybody? They're wondering where you are. Oh, your sleepy face. Oh. All the kitty hugs. I love it because he actually hugs me. It's so fun. Yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, snuggles and purrs. He is just purring up a storm right now. He has been doing so much better since his surgery. It's a huge weight off my mind. Here you go, bud. Want to go in your bed? No, you want to sit in Mama's lap? Okay. All right. Here, go in your bed. Look, it's nice and fuzzy. Go check it out. He has his bed literally right here. You can see it. There it is. Yeah. But no, he wants to sit and snuggle with me. Yeah. All right. I have more tape. Yes. Whew. I always block myself in here. That's annoying. It's really hot. The AC pretty much does not work upstairs in this apartment. I hate it. So it's like, I'd say it's probably about 80 to 85 degrees up here at all times. I'm usually running fans, but trying to cut down on the electricity before we move so our bill is not astronomical. So, okay. All right. I don't know if this fits that, but we'll see. I don't think it does. Ah, actually, sort of does. It might work. Now I get to find the end of the tape. I think it's right there. Yep. And I put it on backwards. Yay, me. Oh boy. But yeah. I really am not looking forward to packing. Thankfully, our main stuff, like we have a closet full of stuff that we just never unpacked. So that's all in boxes, and all that has to be done is taped up and put in the truck. We're gonna actually probably move that closet, one of the first things. Come on, tape. There we go. But it's still all in boxes, which is really nice for me. But yeah, so. But I do have to pack up everything, like all the clothing, all the plushies, all the sewing room. My clothing is not very hard to pack up because I have the least clothing of anybody in this household. Oh, I wasn't going to tape this one up. That's right. Oh, well. It's easy to untape. So. But yeah, packing is one of my least favorite things. It does cause me to get organized, but I really hate doing it. But it's something that has to be done. Okay. This we can close up. I could probably fit more in this, but this is a specific person's sewing stuff, so I don't really want to do that. Any questions or anything? Sorry for the loud noise. Funny thing is, duct tape, packing tape always seems worse. What is the plan after this move, if any? I think you said you wanted to go back somewhere. Really, our plan for this year is not much. We had wanted to do some traveling. To go see family and things, but just with the weather where we want to travel, not going to be that great this winter, so we're probably going to hold off on that for a while. We're not moving anywhere else at the moment. we're kind of just going to settle in for the next year, work on the house. I do have to go back up to New York at some point to visit my family. I have 2 nieces I've never met, and I have a nephew that I haven't seen since he was 3 months old, and he is now like 3 or 4. So, well, no, he's actually 4. He's got to be close to that. So it's kind of like I do need to go back and visit my family here soon. The moving back was that the in-laws are moving back to Montana, which is where my boyfriend and his brother grew up. But, you know, Andrew is really excited because we are going to have a garage in the house, and he's really excited to do some woodworking. That's one of his passions. He really loves woodworking. And so he's really excited to be able to do some of that. This tape is terrible. It just doesn't want to stick. So that's kind of one thing we're going to do a little bit of. That is just not a good pen. But we would love to do some traveling. I know in a couple of years, we're going to be going out of town for a conference that Andrew goes to every year, and it's going to be in Key West, or no, West Palm Beach. That's where it's going to be. We're going to go with him at some point because it's a work thing, so it's paid for him. So the biggest thing we would have to do is save up for airfare for us, the 2 of us. Always do 3 sides of a box. But no, I know for me, my plan when we move is just really crack down on my business and get it to the point of, because we're not sure if I'll get disability. So I really want to just crack down and get this business really a good business that could support us to some degree. That's my goal personally. Watch out, Snitch. Come here, kitty. Look at here. You want to fit 2 sets? You can go in this box. Kitty, come here. Come here, Snitch. Kitty. Come on. You want to chill out in this? Look. Come on. Yeah. So since his surgery, he has no teeth on the top left side of his mouth until on this side. So he's always getting his tongue stuck in his jaw. So I'll or shake his head, and it's really, really funny. It's hilarious. But this cat has done so good since his surgery. I am so happy. His bad breath is gone. He's not in pain as much. He really doesn't even meow as much anymore. He's just a chill cat. He's willing to just go hang out by himself all day. Whereas before, he was all over me. He was meowing. He was moving around. He just wasn't comfortable. And it's really nice to see him not in pain anymore. And I'm really glad that we did it. It ended up being a lot more money than we expected. We ended up spending about $1,100 on his surgery. And but it was so worth it because, in our family, our pets are family. We take care of them like we would us. So we knew we had to do it for him because he was in so much pain. And the vet said, that his mouth was a mess. That he is still going to need 1 tooth pulled at some point. We just decided to not do it right now because we didn't want to, I know in the end we'll have to traumatize him a little bit more, but it was just let's wait on that one. It's not necessary at this point. Let's just wait, let him heal from this, and then we'll decide later on. So. But that's my baby. You're my baby, aren't you? Yeah, you're my baby. Mm-hmm. Say hi to the peoples. Say hi to the peoples. They were asking where you were. Yeah. He's a very distracting little pet. He is very distracting. He just wants snuggles, and I take a break and I snuggle, and then I forget what I'm doing. Hi. There we go. Hi, kitty. All right, we're going to put his bed in here and see if he'll sit in there, because I do need him to just chill, and he might chill if he's in a nice comfy box. There you go. Oh, no, you don't want to chill in the comfy box? No. No. He says no to the box. It's getting so hot. No, you stay away from that stuff, okay? It gets so warm. So when we move, Andrew's going to be, my box just popped. When we move, Andrew's going to be building me a new desk, and I am so happy about that. It's going to be like an L-shaped desk, so I can have sewing machine on one side and serger on the other. He's also going to be building me possibly building me, we may just purchase one, but a desk for my artwork, so I can kind of set up there and not have to move everything around all the time. Because currently I have I have like 3 sketchbooks that I use for different things, and a reference book and markers, and I have a toolbox that everything but the books can fit in. So that's a lot of stuff to move around. So I'm really looking forward to being able to just set that up and leave it. Okie dokie. This is going to be random things. Random things. Whew, it is warm up here. Also, I'm looking forward to having better lighting in the house. Like, during the day, this house is fairly well lit, except for the living room. It drives me crazy because that's primarily where I do my artwork. And it's so horribly lit. And I'm looking forward to having a nice, bright, well-lit house, because that's really important when you're an artist. So, okay, moving on. Let's see here. Crafty scissors. Random trash everywhere. Just random trash. But yeah, no, I've been getting a lot of requests lately for things like rompers and things, so that's something I'm going to be working on here soon. And there's kind of 2 different styles of romper. There's the old-fashioned style, which is kind of like a little bit of a bib overall type thing with almost like a diaper cover attached to it, it's the same style as plastic pants. And then there's the one that's more like a short sleeve, short footed pajama. Well, not footed pajama, but short sleeves and shorts all attached in one. So I kind of have to work on both. That's going to be interesting. But I don't know what this is. This is a shirt. That is Mom's shirt. This is just random stuff. But the things that I have on here, for crying out loud, I have wrapping paper just sitting in here. Don't know why. My life is weird sometimes. It's just the way it is. Let's see if I have enough to do a teeny little strip of this. A long whistle. Hello. Welcome in, Vincenzo. I'm working on packing because we're moving. So, and I have crazy hair today. Just crazy hair. Just kind of chilling out around here, getting some stuff done. At least getting my brain organized on what's in here and what I need to deal with. Stupid scissors. But as you that bag behind me is all scraps and garbage that I'm not keeping anymore and things like that. It gets pretty crazy in here. But I'm so stinking warm. Now the cat is sitting there staring at random things. It's kind of funny. He's a weird cat. He really is a weird cat. But he's a good kitty. I'm trying to decide if I'm really trying to decide if I'm going to just take these next couple of weeks and not sew. because I could totally just pack up my sewing machine. The box is right there. So I'm trying to decide. I probably shouldn't do that, but it's tempting. It's really tempting. I have random quilt squares. Just random things everywhere. It's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I have dangerous things all over my floor. This is a seam ripper. It's on my floor. Yep, that's me. It's just the random crazy things everywhere. My peak flow. This is my test for how I'm doing with my asthma. Last time I did it, it's very poor, as you can see. This is like my dangerous level where I kind of need to be hospitalized. This is kind of where I am usually, is in the yellow. I should be, my boyfriend can get it all the way up. I cannot. Oh, that sounded so wrong. But it's a good test as to how I'm doing asthmatically. Like I don't keep track of that enough. Okay. Oh, that's a random box. I guess I can throw that in a random box somewhere. We'll have this view. Whoa, avalanche of boxes. And this is baby diapers for the dolls that I used to make. These are seriously old, but I keep them on hand just in case I start making my dolls again. I really don't need a box for this video. I don't know. This is clothing that Andrew wore when he was a baby that his mom gave to me. So cute. Like his little overalls. It's like, oh my God, he was so little. And he was a preemie too, so he was teeny tiny. Like the clothing he wore when he came from the hospital was preemie, and it was so little. It was so cute. He was like almost half my weight when he was born. I was about 7 pounds, 14 ounces. He was about 4 pounds or something like that. He was really small. I was my mom's biggest baby too, so there's that. So I guess a question I have for those of you who are watching right now, what are your thoughts on, okay, so I've been considering doing some more little themed videos where I kind of show some playtime and things like that, talk more about that stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't want to become like so many of the other ABDL girls out there on YouTube with the, like lolly lalas, things like that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be the typical ABDL girl. So I'm trying to think of how I can do it appropriately without being like that. I don't want it to seem fake. And like my little side is very genuine. It's very innocent. It is extremely non-sexual. So I'm kind of trying to decide how I want to go about doing some stuff like that. And I'm not really sure. And I've kind of steered away from that because of just the kind of connotation it brings, I guess. It's just, I don't want to be seen that way. And I'm trying to decide if even doing that at all will make me be seen that way, if it'll like cheapen what I do for the incontinence community. But I really like to show those who are incontinent and ABDL that it's not something to be ashamed about. This is a paw print from our doggie that died. That's sad. We're going to put that nice and safe somewhere. But I'm not sure how to go about it, and I really would like to. So, I don't know. More sharp things on the floor. I am so bad. And more. I have a bunch of patches, Paw Patrol. Those need to go in. Where is it? They need to go in the Doctor Who box. There it is. So, but yeah, I'm not sure. I've really been considering it. I'm trying to decide if I should keep that completely off this channel or if I should make a new channel about that or what. No, it won't. Just be yourself. Everyone is an individual. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That needs to go in the wash. I have all this random stuff. This I do not need. You don't have to be into kink to make a video. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and that's what I want to show people. Like, I want to be, because with all the girls out there that do the ABDL channel, yeah. That's the thing is like, I don't want I don't want to take away from the incontinence side of this. So I'm considering making a different channel for it. Already moved. We did move in April. We're moving again. Yeah. It's that's the thing I struggle with. It's like I would like to do that because I've had a lot of requests, but I also don't want to be the video where it's like the creepy guys come in and just jerk off to watching my videos or something like that. You know, I really don't want that. And so, like, do I do a little bit of the ABDL stuff on here or do I not? I don't know. I kind of like showing the incontinence community that it is somewhat combined in certain cases. But I also really want to keep it separate. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And I do have it in here a little bit. I've just never done an actual ABDL video. So stop thinking so much. Yeah, I know. It's more of if I can handle more than one channel, because I really, really want to start an art channel. And that's also the consideration is if I do an art channel, I may put a little bit of the AB stuff in that one because it is primarily ABDL art. So there's a thought. I don't know. I have so many ink cartridges. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. It will. I already know it does just in the little bit I've said. I've had so many people contact me that I've had to completely block in every way, shape, and form. It's going to happen. I am a woman in an ABDL community. But I like to show the world that it's not all about the kink, because what they see is so much the kink that I want to show them. It's not just that. For me, it's a pure coping mechanism. I've been through a lot of trauma, both mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. And for me, my little side is about healing that trauma and getting away from that trauma in a safe, controlled environment. And so I kind of want to show that side as well. Yeah, that's one of my thoughts. That is one of my thoughts, Francesco. Like, I've seen some of my friends go a little bit more public on like Twitter, and I'm kind of public with it on Twitter as well. But like, I've seen a lot of backlashing. No, I know you don't mean it any offense, James, but I'm just like, that's something I think about, because if I'm going to do this YouTube thing, you know, it's not really a job. I will say that much. Like, I don't make hardly any money off of YouTube. I'm really too small for that. So that's not my thought. My thought is purely to put the content out there to help people. You know, if there's people who are struggling with their little side, I want to be able to help them, but I also want to help the incontinence community. And sometimes I feel like I've run out of content to share with the incontinence community. And I do know that I do need to go back and redo some of my videos, like my hiding diapers video. Seriously, still one of my most watched videos. It's 5 years old and I still get comments on it. So I know I want to update that a lot because I have a lot of new products that I've made and used and stuff. I have to hide it all together because of my business. It really sucks. Yeah, I understand how that is. I kind of made the decision, and I had a little bit of the decision made for me, but when I started having the incontinence issues and everything, my family always knew, and it kind of turned into my extended family knew and things like that. So I had to kind of be open about the incontinence, and that led to my first job. I didn't really tell people about the incontinence. I think I told my supervisor, and that was it. And then a friend at work her and I became pretty close friends, so I ended up telling her. And then another one confided in me about kidney issues, and that came up, the incontinence thing came up. But I didn't ever share the ABDL side of things with those people. Once I made it to another job, I did tell a couple of friends. Everybody knew about the incontinence pretty much, but I did tell a couple of close friends about the ABDL thing, and they were fine with it, but they were also of the younger generation. In my family life, I've told everybody pretty much at this point. My mother and I talk about it on a regular basis. I can be very open with my youngest sister. My older sister is very accepting of it. It's just that I don't really speak to her due to some issues that have gone on with the family, and her desire to be in contact with the family. But then I have my dad, who I never speak to anyway, and my two other sisters, who one is a Christian, and she's really not comfortable with it, and the other one just doesn't talk to almost anybody. So it's like, it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen the other. My boyfriend's family does know. They know we're polyamorous. They do know about the ABDL thing. They also know about the incontinence thing. So it really goes back and forth. I almost always tell about my incontinence nowadays, because it's not something I'm going to hide and be ashamed about. I've learned to be extremely confident in myself with my incontinence. And it's a long road. It really is. I've been at this for a decade now, and it's a long road. And I feel like I need to talk about that on a video at some point here soon. I work with a closed-minded industry. Oh, yeah, I understand that. I do have a friend who is ABDL incontinent and is a trucker. If I do occasionally get caught in a diaper outside, I do say that, and then people just let it go. Yeah. And what close friends I have left from years ago know about the ABDL side and just kept quiet. Yeah, that's it'll go really a couple of different ways. Either they'll be very accepting and be willing to talk about it. They'll be very unaccepting and just never say anything. Or they'll be kind of like, okay, that's fine, and never really talk about it. And I've had every single instance. I've had people that don't accept it. Like my mom. My mom at first didn't accept it. My family was very strict Christian, and it was just not okay. My mom did confide in me that she's always known that I had something like that, like that I was like that. She said there were indicators from a very young age. My mother, since divorcing my father and leaving the religion and everything, has become very open-minded to it. So that has been a huge weight off my shoulder, because I am exceedingly close with my mother. So I want her to be accepting of it. And she is so willing to talk about any of it. She can be who she is. My mother is polyamorous, and she's very open to, different things. So that's been really nice. But I do have family members who don't, they know, but they don't talk about it, and I do have some that are like, just, they don't care and they don't talk about it, really. So it really varies. And my boyfriend's family is kind of like that. When about a year into me living here, I had lived with them and everything. My mother-in-law had no idea that I was actually incontinent. She thought we met on the ABDL site and that I was just ABDL. We actually told her, no, she actually has the incontinence issues, which is why she's using the ABDL stuff as a coping mechanism for the trauma, dealing with the diapers and all that. So she knew. Recently has found out that we're polyamorous, and she's been fine. It's been really nice to have them be so accepting. Your mom doesn't care. Got caught a few times before that time, and she was pissed off. Dad still doesn't like it. Yeah. I have a feeling that if I really talked to my dad at all, he wouldn't really be approving, because he is he's not Christian, but he still carries some of those mindsets a little bit, like the kinks aren't okay. But, honestly, I don't really care what people think of me so much. Obviously, when you're dealing with work environment, you need to be appropriate. Hands down, that's something I will always say is when it comes to dealing with the outside world, you should always be appropriate and never coerce people. If you live in a really open community, that's fine. Like if going out in public dressed as a baby or something like that is acceptable in your community, then go for it. But in my mindset, I live in Kansas, fairly Republican, fairly closed-minded. So I don't go out in my little garb. Like, I'll wear a onesie underneath, or I'll wear a onesie that looks fairly adult. I'm a woman, so I can get away with the cutesy look. I have 3 different onesies that I've worn in public. One is one I made, and it's adorable, and it's pandas. It's really cute. But I have one that is obviously baby themed. And I never wear that one outside of my house and outside of my initial family unit that lives with me. And I will never, ever do that. Like, I won't go out in public with a binky and a bottle, because that's kind of forcing it on the public, and I am not about that. I actually, if you ever read the book, There's a Baby in My Bed, she talks a lot about this, and that is, you don't coerce the public into dealing with your kink. And I stand by that 100%. Yes, I go out looking semi-little. I act semi-little. I love toys. I hang out, I hold hands with daddy. But you won't see me outside with my binky in my mouth. I have walked out forgetting that it was in my mouth before, but I don't purposely go to the store with it in my mouth. I never have a bottle. I never look baby. So that's kind of my deal with it. I'm not going to, like, in my own house, in my own backyard, that's different. Like, in our house that we're moving into, we've got a pretty private backyard. There are some people that can see, but seeing as it's my backyard and it's fenced in, I am not, I don't care. If I go out in just my shirt and diaper, that's my business. But, yeah, that's kind of how it is. Like, yeah, going to the park and, that's the thing, is it's not necessarily about this. Like, with me, if I go out in my onesie and my overalls, I feel little because I'm in a diaper, I'm in snap crotch overalls, and I'm in a onesie. But I don't look little. People don't realize that's what I'm trying to look like. Overalls are so in these days that no one gives a shit. So it's like, I can feel little that way without being, boom, here's a baby. Here's an adult baby. So that's kind of not a kiddie park. Yeah, no. As women, it's a lot easier for us to say, hey, let's go to the park. We hang out. Here in town, in our town right now, you don't see almost anybody at parks. It's really kind of sad. So if we were all to go out to the park, it's really not that big a deal, but it depends on the type of park and things like that. I'm back reading your thing. I go to the park in little mode, but I wear the plain onesie and jeans. Some do look, but most don't care. Yeah. That's one thing about onesies is if they're the right print or they're plain color, you really can't tell. And no one's going to give a shit. For the most part, no one gives a shit anyway, regarding diapers and things like that. When you're dressed like obviously little, then you've got the issues that can arise. And in that case, I don't think it's wrong necessarily for someone to get uncomfortable with it, because it's not appropriate to do that in society. Only issue is going to the bathroom to change. Yeah, because of my bag. And then these people, know something's up. That is somewhat true, but I live in a college town, so everybody carries a backpack pretty much. And it's really not that odd for someone to be walking around with a backpack, It's not that big a deal. And honestly, then, I don't have a problem if somebody who is ABDL alone is approached about diapers. I don't care if you're like, well, I have incontinence issues. That's not that I don't care. And I think that's a good way to pass it off to the public. Hey, I have incontinence issues, so that's why, not a backpack. Well, if it's not a backpack, then yeah, that's why I'm really careful about what I do carry. As a woman, I can carry some pretty cutesy things, but I do keep it fairly adult. I don't carry around an actual diaper bag. I either have a purse that's like a messenger bag, or I have a backpack. So I do keep it fairly inconspicuous with that type of thing. And I think that's the best way to go if you're going to be doing that in public. Depending on where you live, I know some people who live in even crazy stricter places, but yeah, I don't know. It's a way to kind of ease people's mind. Like, hey, I have, especially if you're carrying a baby diaper bag, then yeah, you're kind of opening yourself up for whatever. If you're carrying a backpack or like something like that, and you say, hey, I have incontinence issues, that's not going to make you look fat, you know. So don't use a diaper bag if you want. If you don't want, it's true. Don't use an actual diaper bag if you don't want to get busted. And, you know, that kind of goes along with the same thing of coercing people into it. I don't carry a diaper bag. I mean, I carry a diaper bag. I carry a purse. I'm the type of person who I hate purses for the most part. So having a backpack, having something cool. I don't have it right here at the moment, but I have one of my bags over there. And it's just this drawstring backpack bag. And it's adorable. It's got like skulls and stuff, and it's fun colored, but it's not a diaper bag. It is for me, but it's not a diaper bag. And that's kind of the way I work. I do things that make me feel little. I wear things that make me feel little without actually looking very little. You know, and as a woman, I have that leniency a little bit, because if a woman's dressed up in cutesy clothes, it's not going to be, oh no, James, you did not offend me at all. You're fine. No worries there. I like your honesty. No worries. I'm really hard to offend. Really am. But that's the thing with me is like, I have to, you know, I do things that make me personally feel little, or I'll wear things that make me feel little. Like walking into the store, holding daddy's hand in a specific way makes me feel little without actually looking to the world like I'm an adult baby. And here's a kitty. Come here. Kitty, come here. I should probably put a diaper on before too long. I will have to get one. I guess I'll have to customize. That's another thing, by the way, that I'm going to be making before too long. I do actually have some of them listed on my Etsy, is the bags that I make that are great diaper bags. And, but they look fairly normal. Hello, cat. He's typing to you all, by the way. Snitch. Come here. Oh, here's a message from Snitch for y'all. Let me see if it'll do it. There we go. That's from Snitch. He's so cute. But I have a friend who is very open about it. Goes out dressed as a baby all the time and never really has issues. But I'm not comfortable with that, in my personal opinion. That was good. Yeah, he likes to type. He likes my computer too, and he just wants some loves. So you need some loves. I'm going to be making like a little cat carrier thing that I can stick on my body and just carry him around, because this is what he wants to do 24/7. Yeah, you my baby. He's just laying here purring, snuggling me. Hello, baby. He's so cuddly. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I can make any pair of pants with snap crotch, and no one's gonna know, especially the way I do it. I hide them pretty well. Yeah, that's the thing. It's pretty easy to make little clothing without them looking little. I actually have fabric in here for a pair of basically jeans that I'm gonna make, but they're gonna have snaps. You know, they'll look normal, but they're gonna have snaps. Yeah. That's the thing is, when it comes to things like, if it's going to affect your life, your ability to earn money and things like that, you got to be a little more private about it. I'm just lucky in that I live in a household with a partner who is ABDL. Well, both partners are ABDL. Family that knows and is okay with it. I'm I don't ever take it for granted that I am exceedingly lucky in that. You know, I really don't, because I struggled with it. For years, I had to kind of hide it, you know, and I didn't hide it well because I was so sick and my family did find out. But even then, when they found out, mom's like, keep it private, in your room only, you know, not in front of the household. And, you know, I had one sister who we were so close, she'd just walk in my room and I'd just be sitting there in a shirt and a diaper with a binky. And she didn't care, you know. And it's something I wish every person had. I wish that the world was just so open that it didn't matter. I wish that society understood what the true ABDL lifestyle is like, because so many people still think it's all about pedophilia and things like that. And they just don't understand what it truly is. And it's sad. It's really sad that we can't just be open, you know? But then again, if you are into it sexually, it's a kink, it's a fetish. You have to keep that private regardless. But, you know, when it comes to the lifestyle like me, where it's a lifestyle, it's not a kink. I am asexual. Nothing's a kink for me. So it's that's when I'm like, I wish that it would just be accepted, you know, and there are places where it is. Look at this. He is so stinking cute. He is just hugging and purring and cuddling. He loves it when I rock him. He's funny. He's like a baby. But snap full length overalls, lady. Snow. Oh, Steven says, no, you need to look at my Etsy page. I know they're expensive. Like, the stuff I make is expensive, but it's quality stuff, and it's made with very, very strong passion for what I do. And I can make them look so normal, but have snaps. I don't have mine in here right now, otherwise I'd show you. But like, I hide the snaps, so it's really easy. Like, they're easy to do, your snap crotch and everything, but it's, you know, and it's really easy to make the clothing, especially when you're making it. But okay, Vincenzo, if the price is no object, take a look at my Etsy page. Go to Etsy.com and search Binky Girl, BINKYGIRL AB Creations. It's all one word. Search that. And you'll find my shop, and all my stuff is there, and it's extremely customizable. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, you can ask for a custom request. Like, I'm going to be doing a custom set of short alls for someone that's going to be in red and Mickey Mouse and all that. So definitely, you know, I'll pretty much make it. If I can do it, I will make it. You know, and yeah, it's not going to be cheap, which is what, like, I'm more expensive than a lot of the places, but I am making stuff that's really good quality. I'm putting my heart and soul into this item of clothing, because that's how much I care for people to have something. Like, I made an outfit for a friend, and it's literally, like, my motto is, I'm not just making clothing, I'm changing someone's life. Because this friend was so excited, and it literally changed his life. It was one of his first, not one of his first, but one of his favorite sets of ABDL clothing. And he was so appreciative for it. I mean, he wears it almost every day. And it's like, that's what I want to see, is that I make the clothing that is specifically for each one of you. And it's going to change your life. Because either it's an item of clothing you can wear in public but still be little, and that's really good for you, or it's an item that you just wear at home and love to death. And that's why I just pour my passion into it. I have to get you the measurements for the feeties, although I have a pair from someone else. That was a way to send them to you. Oh, yeah, Vincenzo, go ahead. If that's something you want to do, I could just ship it back with your order. You know, okay, Kitty, I'm too warm with you. That is something you can do if it fits you appropriately. Definitely. I'm going to be putting a video together, hopefully before too long. Yeah, that's awesome. But I'm going to be putting a measurement video together before too long, because, and I did just set it up. I did just record a video, and it should go with every order I make, but I want to set one that's like on my channel that everybody can look at on how to measure for certain things. So I'm definitely going to be doing that before too long, but I need a model to do it with. And I know not many people I know are willing to do that. So it's going to have to be like, I blur out the face or something like that. But yeah, like, my boyfriend can't really be out there because of the job he does is very much a public. He's not in the public eye, but he works for a college team, sports team. So he can't really be on the ABDL stuff. Boom. So I'd have to blur out his face for sure. But it's something that I really want to do to help people out. It's not hard. I have cat hair in my mouth. Yeah. The one thing I will say is it's pretty easy. If, like, for me, when I'm measuring arms, I start at my shoulder, and I just hold the measuring tape in this hand and pull it straight. And then I see, okay, it's about here. You always want to go slightly longer than, you'd rather longer than shorter when it comes to like sleeves and things like that. So I always go on the little bit longer end. Most arms, unless they're like super long or super short, are in the same general area. They run about 30 inches, about. Torsos are fairly close, and it's really easy to measure the torso. You start here, you go down the front, around, in between your legs, and then back up to the back to the same spot, and you cut that measurement in half. Inseam is really easy. If you found a pair of pants you like, just measure the inseam for me, or something. Like with a guy, it's really easy because you buy jeans based on waist measurement and inseam measurement. So like 30, 32, you know, okay, this is the inseam measurement. It's really easy to do. Yeah, that's the thing. Like my sleepers vary. I think my cheapest is about $130, and the most expensive I've sold is like $175, and that's based off custom not custom measurements, but custom add-ons. Yeah, so 30, 36, I think 30 is the inseam. I'm not sure. I always forget which one is which, but if you're really tall, it's probably 36. You know, so it's really easy. Measuring your chest is easy. Measuring your waist is really easy. You know, that's the thing I want to kind of do a video about, to show everybody that it's not hard. There's some aspects that are hard to measure. And in that case, you want to, you know, either find an article of clothing that you wear that fits you really good, or, you know, find someone else to help you. But if you're living alone, that's a little harder. So I would say go based off your clothing that you wear. If you have a long sleeve shirt that fits you really good, measure the sleeve of the shirt. Don't measure your arm if you don't want to. But it's really easy. I've gotten all my measurements on my own. My inseam I know because I'll also always measure your torso with a diaper on if you're going to be wearing a diaper. That is one of the big things that I've had people totally screw up their own orders because they didn't measure right. They measured for, like, I had somebody measuring the rise of a diaper, and he completely measured wrong. He would do the test person for. Yeah, I would love to have somebody around that I could do that for. I do most of the clothing. Like I always, okay, don't always, but usually I'll. I always send a pretty detailed list of how to measure certain things. The one that people have the most trouble measuring is the torso. And that one actually is one of the easier ones to measure. You seriously start at mid-shoulder, about here. You go down to the center of your crotch. Boom, there you go. Or you measure starting in the back down to the center of your crotch, and you can hold it here and just go there. So it's really pretty easy. Was it hard to learn to make ABDL clothing? Yes and no. I have been sewing since I was 8 years old. My mom taught me on an extremely old sewing machine from like the frickin' 30s. I learned to sew, basically sewing squares together for a doll quilt. I then started laying my doll out and tracing around and cutting out clothing. I then moved up to doll patterns as I got better. Then I started making children's clothing. Then I started making adult clothing. I grew up in a very strict Christian home, so we wore dresses all the time. So I learned how to make my own clothing. So the hardest part about making ABDL clothing is I'm not real great at designing in my own patterns. So it took me a good 2 years to find a footed pajama pattern I liked. I have 3 different ones that I've tried. And the first one was this, basically a kigurumi style, where it had a really low crotch. It was super baggy, super big, and I hated it. I actually still have the sleeper I made from that pattern, and I almost never wear it. Then I tried a different one, didn't quite like it, and then I happened upon this one online from Jaylee Patterns. And she makes it in a PDF file, and it goes from newborn, basically, to adult, male adult. And it's completely customizable, 100%. I can adjust the length of a certain part of the pattern to fit anybody. So finding the patterns is what is the hardest. Because it's a very, like, certain clothing are complete kink clothing that you're not going to find patterns for. Like my diaper pattern, I found a pattern I really liked the fit of mostly, but there were a bunch of things I wanted to adjust. Like I didn't like rounded tabs. I wanted square tabs. I wanted it to be a different thing. I didn't want the pattern I bought was made for fold over elastic on the edge. I didn't want that. So I added seams here and there and adjusted it and made my own pattern. And I literally have you can't really see them very well, but they're right behind this thing. There's a thing leaning out from the dresser. See, all going up there. That is all my patterns. And I've traced them out onto wood, so it's easier to use. And of course, Kat's going to go investigate what I was just talking about. When it comes to like the overalls, I found an overall. It took me a long time to find an overalls pattern that I liked because there's a lot of like vintage women's overalls, but there's not a typical overalls pattern. I finally found one, but it didn't fit me. So I adjusted the pattern now so that I know, okay, I need to make it this size. I can take any pattern up or down in size. Onesie pattern was not easy to come by as well. Like there's literally no patterns out there. There used to be one. The guy that sold it to me is now out of business. I combined his pattern and a t-shirt pattern. Actually, this pattern I combined with my onesie pattern because it's the style I like. And you can see it on the back a little bit. And all I did was lengthen it, combined the two patterns and created my own pattern. So I do that a lot with ABDL clothing. It's not incredibly easy. Sewing takes a lot of learned skills. I started on a machine that only did straight stitches. And I now have this computerized machine that can do like 900 variations of stitches. It can embroider. I can do freehand embroidery, things like that. I haven't even explored that aspect. But I'm 31, almost 32, and I started when I was 8 years old. So I've been practicing all my life. I made dolls. I don't have one in here to show you at the moment, but I make dolls. I make diaper bags. I make like almost anything I can make. There's stuff I like to make and stuff I don't like to make. But ABDL clothing is really fun to do. They don't want us wearing them. Yeah. Another thing, this is an interesting thing, and this is one of the benefits of me sewing things, is footed pajamas are everywhere. They're so in right now, they're everywhere. Whether they're quality or not is a different story. But they're always used for winter. You see them most in the winter time. I am the type of person where I wear PJs all the time because of my issues. I'm almost always home and I'm in comfy clothing. So I've started making my PJs, my footed pajamas. Well, number one, I make my own without feet. I hate feet, but I like the one piece aspect. I've started making them in lighter weight fabrics so that they are good for summer. If it's air conditioned, I don't wear them if it's not air conditioned. Like with my room being as hot as it is, I can't wear like anything to bed. So it has to be like t-shirt and diaper or just diaper. But when I'm in air conditioning, I like to wear my footed pajamas that are made for summertime. And I actually wear them all year round because I always run warm when I'm sleeping. I like to be nice and cool. So that's something that I offer that you're not going to find very much. Hello, R. Charlton. What's going on? I was packing up. I kind of stopped talking because I got on a subject, or I stopped packing because I got on the subject. But we're just I've been packing up my house because we're moving, so I'm getting things squared away. The feet give me the secure feeling. Yeah, like I tried the feet, but I don't like it. I get very claustrophobic when my feet are covered. I hate socks and shoes. So it's like, no worries. I'm not moving quickly on this at all. I'm really taking my time and allowing my body to rest. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. But yeah, the feet for me make me feel claustrophobic and anxious. So I've taken off the feet, I have one that I actually made with feet. It's in the other room. It's covered in cat puke at the moment. So I really need to wash it because and I took the feet off and sewed on the stuff to finish off the bottom. And I also have gone back and forth with whether I want it snap or zipper. And I learned how to adjust my pattern so I could do a full length zipper. I have also done completely snap closed, where it snaps up the legs and then it snaps up the top. So like that's something that I don't do the snap ones primarily because my daddy hates doing snaps. That's the only reason he will not change a cloth diaper too. He hates doing the snaps. If you'll notice, like you really don't notice it, but on all my personal cloth diapers, let me see if I can show you guys this. You'll notice that some of them are different colors. Like I have this blue, like the blue ones are where I snap them, and they're color coded because I wanted Daddy to be able to know where to put the snaps when he put on my cloth diaper. So all my diapers are my personal cloth diapers are all color coded. So it's kind of funny. I don't do that on other diapers unless you've ordered from me before and you know exactly where you snap it. Then I could actually do that, but I don't generally for other people. But because it was such a pet peeve for my daddy, I started doing that, and it made it easier. He still doesn't really like to change cloth diapers, which is not a big deal. That is one reason, however, that I do cloth when I am that I do plastic when I'm in little mode, because he won't change me in cloth diapers. So I'm like, fine, I won't wear a cloth diaper. But yeah, that's kind of fun. So, I have sewing machine oil everywhere. Ew, that one leaked. Yay. But yeah, so much. I have acrylic. This stuff. I have this thing over here that I've got to take care of a little bit. I have this drawer set over here. I'm going to move you guys a little bit now that I'm switching parts of my room. I have this drawer thing, and this is all my art supplies here. I've got like stickers and paper cutouts in here, a couple of pens. I was looking for this the other day. That's part of my do-rag. Down here I've got like hemp rope, baggies, a couple of paints, different. Like this is basically just a catch-all type thing, which is actually where this is going to go and where this is going to go. And then down here on the bottom drawer is all my acrylic paints, a couple of stamped things, and some Sculpey 3. I don't know if that's going to fit. Yep, that does. And then this is the special color I mixed up for my Barbara. Have you ever traveled to a big event, CapCon or TeddyCon? No. The crazy thing is I actually have tickets for TeddyCon this year. Our ex-boyfriend actually bought tickets for TeddyCon for us all. We've broken up with him since then, and just with everything that's going on this year, because we're moving, we just don't have the money to go, because originally he was going to pay our way, and we were going to travel and everything, and he was going to pay for the room. We don't have the money to do that. And also, it's tickets for just me and Daddy. Our current partner does not have tickets, and they are all sold out. So that was the other thing of why we're not going this year. So unfortunately, there's 2 tickets that are not going to be used, which is really a bummer. I'm hoping to eventually to go to CapCon or TeddyCon. I know a lot more people now, so it's like, but I have to go with my daddy, because when I'm in that type of thing and in a little space like that, I need Daddy, or at least an adult who is solely responsible for me, because I know, and that's the thought, is if I get a little bit bigger, then maybe I can go as a vendor, but it's really hard for me. I cannot travel alone due to my health issues and things, so I have to have Daddy to be able to go with me, and it's hard for him to get the time off at those times of years, because he is a college, he works for a college. It's really hard for him to get the time off at those times, because they're during busy seasons. So rarely do we get the ability to do that. I do know some people who maybe in the future will be able to be responsible for me. And if we do it as a vendor at some point, then that would be then we are making money off of it. So that might be something that we can actually take the time off and do here in the next few years. But I would love to. I know a lot of people who go there, and I would love to go to CatCon or TeddyCon. I would absolutely love it. So there are munches in our area. There is a particular group in Kansas City, and we've gone to the munches a little bit, and they do now have a space for doing private activities. Hello, Jack. So I would like to get back into that group a little bit and do some stuff like that. But it's just a matter of time. We just don't have the time. We've been too busy. And I found a pencil that I've been missing. Yay. All right. We are moving on here. This is basically all packed up. I don't really get into this much, so I can tape this up. Apologize for the large tape noise you're going to hear momentarily. Where is that? There it is. Oh, another pencil. I need to bring those downstairs. How are you doing, Jack? We're just kind of hanging out and chatting. Come on. I'm just working on moving here. Well, packing up, I should say. This tape is really, really horrible. I hate tape. Where's my scissors? There's that. That's not my scissors. I'm actually going to tape this up a little bit differently than I was planning. And I keep losing my end of my tape. I hate that. What's the topic in the room? At the moment, it varies. I believe you're new here. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you. I am a continent and ABDL YouTuber. If you like ABDL art. I do like ABDL art. One of my favorite artists lately is actually Rockwell. He's on Twitter. His stuff is amazing. I love it. He is such a cute style. The thing that I'm finding in the ABDL community is there's not a lot of artists who do human ABDL art. So I don't know a bunch of people that do that. So I can't really say what artists I like for that. I know I've seen a lot of furry art. Outside of the ABDL community, I have a lot of artists I really admire. Jazza is one of them. And I also Amanda Dufresne does a live stream, and she's an artist. She's been very instrumental in my art career, and she goes to a lot of cons. So she's actually very familiar with like furries and stuff like that. So I show her my art all the time, and she's a wonderful artist. But I haven't really met many ABDL artists, to be honest. I would love to. But, okay. I'm going to clear a spot for this. Oh, this thing is heavy now that I've got a bunch of paint in there. Which brings me to the mess over here. The person that done the art on the Crinkles diapers is neat. Yeah, that's Marcy. She's very, very, very popular in the ABDL community. Wait, is it Marcy that did that? I think it is. I'm not sure. I believe it's Marcy. She's very, very popular. Some of the people that are really popular are like Tabby Monk, Toddler Girl, Tabby Monk, Toddler Girl, Marcy. There's another one I'm trying to think of and I can't think of it. I don't know. I am on For Affinity. I am on a couple of things like that just because I like to watch the artists, and this stuff needs to go in a box. So I do follow a lot of furry artists as well. They are printed, but really don't look like that. Yeah. Crinkles diapers, their artwork is fantastic. I'm really glad they came out with a new print, basically. That's really, their diapers are fantastically adorable, and they're actually good diapers. They're one of the best absorbing diapers, but I tend to react to them skin-wise in the summer, so I really can't use them. And they used to have a landing zone. I know before I even tried them, many years ago, they had a landing zone to them, and they took that away. And I think that was the worst decision they could have ever made. Because for someone like me, I love their diapers. They hold up really well, they absorb really well, but you can only untape them once. And it drives me crazy because I have a crazy bowel and I'm going to the bathroom upwards of 10 times a day. With ABUs and Tykables, I can untape them as many times as I want, basically, and have no issues with retaping. And I really wish Crinkles would go back to a landing zone style. I know it makes them a little bit more expensive, but that's probably one of the biggest deciding factors for me and them, is that they don't have that anymore. And it's my do-rag. This was my test do-rag. Meh. It's all dusty. I'm a pirate. Ta-da! I love that thing, though. When it comes to the prints, like Crinkles is one of the cutest. When switching to Little Moon, is it a 3-2-1 Little Mode, or is there a bit of regression involved? It varies. For me, there's certain things that will immediately trigger Little Side. And one of those is like when Daddy brings me a warm bottle of milk and then he gives it to me. I'm just immediately completely little. And when I'm little, when I'm really truly little, I go completely nonverbal, or pre-verbal, I should say. So my little age is extremely little. So I don't get to that level very often because of that, because it is a lot of work for Daddy. It's a little bit of stress, and because it's basically like caring for a nonverbal baby. So I don't regress to that level as often. But if I know, basically I have to know a few things first. I have to know what mood Daddy's in. Is Daddy in a good mood? Is Daddy in a bad mood? Is he into a super little, like, is he into super Daddy mode where he's, and so it's kind of like I have to gauge how he's doing. If I know he's like boom in Daddy mode, if he's really in Daddy mode, I can go little but still be verbal. So it really varies. It actually takes me more time to come out of little mode than it does to go into little mode. I can snap out of it really quick. Like if I'm really little and somebody knocks on the door, I can snap out of it to some degree for that. But when I'm like really truly regressed, and I only ever do this when Daddy's around, is when I'm pre-verbal, and I just it takes me some time to come out of it, and he has to actually talk me through coming out of it at some point. Sometimes he has to be like, hey, look, it's time to go to the store, so Daddy needs you to kind of start coming out of little mode a little bit, and I have to, take out my binky and start coming into the world of the adult. Because for me, it's a very, very relaxed state. It's a very, just euphoric state in a way. So it really depends. I don't use things to regress me particularly. Like I don't do hypnosis. I'm actually terrified to do hypnosis because one, I think I'm really susceptible to it. The other is sometimes I think I won't be. And if I am, I'm afraid that the wrong hypnosis will not, I can't do that in the right way without Daddy around to kind of guide things. I would love to try it to see if that really helps because I just would love to just fully go into that. And I don't very often go fully little where nothing matters. But I would like to try it at some point. And that's one of the things that if I do an ABDL channel, I may explore that. Matt Phillip says, aides use Crinkles on me a lot. They think they work well and they think I'm happier in them. Yeah, Crinkles are really good. They're like, if I had to choose a diaper brand for the absorbency, it would be Crinkles. Ease of use, totally Tykables. I'm a Tykables fan. I'm a huge fan. I'm just really annoyed that they don't get the XL back in stock. That's really had me ticked off. Because they were going to bring them back, and they keep telling me, oh, they're coming back. They're coming back this year. I haven't seen them. They told me they would be back this year. They're not so far, and it's really annoying because they would get so much more business if they had those. Because a lot of us are overweight. And I can fit in the larges, but I really, really prefer the XLs in those. So I'm just waiting for them to actually bring them back. Okay, I gotta tape up this so I don't spill it. Because I really don't want to have to mix this color back up again. I currently am using ABU Simples. I was using Tygables, but they are, of course, out of stock. I don't understand these companies' inability to keep things stocked. It is driving me bonkers, and every single one of them needs to figure out how to go about staying in stock all the time instead of going months in between. I don't get that. I'm not sure if it's just that like every company is using the same manufacturer or what, but it's driving me crazy, and I think it's a really bad business plan for them. I think that they need to figure out how to keep everything in stock. You know, Crinkles is almost always in stock, especially now that North Shore is supplying them. And North Shore, I don't like their personal diapers. I really don't. But now that they've taken on the Crinkles, like that's the first incontinence company to bring in an ABDL diaper. And the interesting thing is they're actually getting involved in the ABDL community. They went to CapCon. North Shore went to CapCon as a rep for Crinkles. And it's like, that is the first incontinence company to do that. And I actually really, truly admire that. I'm so excited that they're actually, interested in what their customers have to say. Just went into ABDL yesterday. The problem was they're outsourced. Yes, I know that. But it basically, like, I don't get why they don't basically have a constant shipment going. I know it takes time, but it's like, why don't you guys have a constant shipment? You should always have diapers be coming in so that you have them to sell and you don't go out of business and deal with this issue. And ABU's gotten a little bit better of it. Crinkles is just Tygables is driving me crazy with that. That is something that I don't understand. And I like both companies, and I like both of their diapers. I mean, I'm currently using ABU, but I just don't get why they don't have basically a constant supply coming. Just don't understand that. It's very inconvenient for those of us who are incontinent. And found out from a buddy of mine who is also incontinent. Yeah, I know that, but still. A buddy of mine who is incontinent has the auto shipments coming from Tygables. And he was like expecting that they would be continuing to come, like they would keep back those auto ships that they need. But they don't do that, which is really sucky. And I lost my e-cig again. There it is. My cat is sitting here in the window. There he is. Say hi, Stitch. He's just looking up back. Yeah, I know that there's issues with that. I just don't quite get it. I wish that some of these companies would just get the money, just make their own diaper machines here in the States. Like if somebody just made the machines that Tygables and ABU uses, it would be so good. Like XP Medical, I believe that they now have a diaper making machine. They're A pluses. I believe they make here in the U.S. I used to use XP Medical for all my diaper purchases back when I was using Dry 24/7s and all that. That's the site I use nonstop. They were good. I really did enjoy their company as a whole. And that's something I've thought about doing is like drop shipping for places like ABU or something. I think that would be cool. But drop shipping can be a hassle. It's not necessarily something I can deal with on my own. I'd have to have a business partner. And my ex-business partner and I used to do that. Like he dealt with the disposable end of things and I dealt with the reusable. Sorry for the close-up. La la. Oh, in my close-up you can see I have no eyelashes practically in that eye. Yay! I basically have some sort of alopecia where I've had nerve damage in my eyes and in my head. And the left side of my head, like this left side of the back of my head is always numb. As you can see, I have like no eyebrows right now because they all fell out and my eyelashes do the same thing. This here is a pile. This is a pile of reusable grocery bags that can also double as like beach bags or things, like anything like that. It's POL. It's made out of the same thing as my diapers are made out of. And they are fantastic. I use them for going to Aldi's and everything, and they are the best thing ever. So that's just going to go in a pile. I'm getting to the point where I just have to throw some things in a random box. Is that water vapor? It is an e-cig. So basically, yes, it's with Maggie-Sig, it's vegetable glycerin. It's 70% vegetable glycerin, 30% propylene glycol, and then flavoring and nicotine. So that's all it is. And yes, it's basically water vapor. There's a lot of debate on whether or not these are actually any better for you than cigarettes. Yes, they are better for you than cigarettes. But having this thing is actually really good for me because it knocks down the use of asthma medications. If I'm having like an asthma attack, if I use this, it really helps. If I don't have an inhaler or a nebulizer handy, I can use this and it calms things down because nicotine is an anti-inflammatory. So it kind of reduces the inflammation in the lungs, but it's also the menthol and the fact that the way it's delivered is very similar to the way a nebulizer is delivered. It actually helps calm the airways. Yeah, I agree, Vincenzo. I love the product, hate the practices. It's just like, it kind of drives me crazy sometimes. Is this even open? And the cat's coming over here. He's gotten tired of being in the window. Yes, that is open. Okay. Well, hopefully it won't leak. Yeah, I agree. It's like, I think ABU and Tykables would do really good. Tykables is like, seriously, I practically worship that company. I really appreciate what they're doing, like the fact that they have, that they're going with all this clothing, like hands down, their clothing products are the best. Their onesies, their rompers are fantastic. I've had one for several years now and it's held up so great. I have one that I use for swimming. I use a romper for swimming from them and it's holding up so beautifully. And their the fact that they're like the go-to ABDL company for everything is fantastic. And I think that they're going to soar past ABU if they get their business practices, if they get the out of stock issue taken care of. Snitch. He really wants to be on camera today. Hi, baby. Wow. What time is it? Are you getting hungry? No. Oh, my battery is going to die. I should probably move downstairs. I kind of hit where I'm done working at the moment. I'm like, ugh. So I'm going to move myself downstairs. So let's go for a walk. And he probably wants to eat because I did feed him a snack in between. So he's probably hungry. Okie dokie. But yeah, Tykables, hands down, I think they're going to be the company to beat one of these days. I think that they've made the smartest moves when it comes to products they sell and everything. And their diapers are fantastic. Like, they hold so well. I love them. They don't break down. They're just really good. Okay. I am going to go feed my cat real quick. Plug in the computer because it's dead. So you guys get to stare at my couch for a minute. I will be back momentarily. I know you're so hungry right now. No. And I think I'm going to grab a second cup of coffee. Come on. Let's go eat. I should eat at some point, too. Oh, it's such a hungry kitty. There you go. Now you cup of coffee number 2. Yeah, is that yummy? It's yum. What are you eating? You're good. I'm gonna leave. And I'm gonna probably put on a diaper. That might not be a bad plan. Wait a minute. Is there a diaper? Is there a diaper? No, there is no diaper in the bag. Okay. All right, I have returned. ABU and that one you were talking about are the babish, are too babish for me. Yeah, that's understandable. The thing about ABU is the simples. They have plain white ones, and the only indicator of a print is that they have their logo on the landing zone in area, like on the side. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. I have to open a package from them anyway. Let me open up my package here real quick, because I really do need to put a diaper on. I'm going to pee at some point. There we go. Ugh. There we go. We'll do a little unboxing here with my crappy scissors. I had to unpack diapers anyway because I have like 2 left up there. First time North Shore dropped the ball on me. I was supposed to get them Thursday, then Friday, now today. Still not here. Wow. I ran out last night. Oh boy. Yeah, that could be true. I have a friend who has issues getting some stuff to them. Packing and unpacking, yeah. Well, I have to put my, that's the only reason I haven't unpacked this particular package yet. I've had it for about a week. So I haven't unpacked it yet, but this is the simple. It's literally like the bag is very, very inconspicuous. The diaper itself is completely white. The only place that there is even anything is on the side where it says ABU and the size. So these are extremely, this is a good way to get a AB premium diaper without having to worry about the look. And these are actually cheaper. These run about $134. I think I paid $142 with shipping. ABU does do $12 shipping now. So total it was $142 for a case of 80 diapers. And that's that's a decent price for a premium diaper. But yeah, let me go ahead and put a diaper on before I pee on my couch because I really don't want to have to clean that up. Ugh. And put the box back up here. And I will be right back, people. Stare at my couch. There we go. All right, all freshly diapered. I made it a pretty good length of time without having to put a diaper on. Hi, baby Kevy. Yeah, that is one thing about Crinkles that hands down is really, really good is their price. Here in the U.S., I think it ends up being like $109 because North Shore doesn't do free shipping. And I'm not sure where you're getting yours, Matt. I would love to know where you get them. But North Shore, they're really fast shipping. Yep, vape life. All right. Speaking of, I came down to fill this up, and I left my fluid upstairs. Thankfully, I have another bottle down here. Oh, he left both of them. He didn't take it. That's interesting. You get yours North Shore. How do you get free shipping from North Shore? Oh, they do have a free shipping thing every now and then. Yeah, they did have them for $90 a while ago. They've actually gone up in price. I think they're like $104 now. And yes, North Shore has extremely fast shipping. They're usually really, really good. Yes, Vape Life. Holy shit, that one is thick. Meow. See, now he ate. Now he wants to go outside. It is really too hot to go outside, though. It's god awful hot around here. Too hot to really hang outdoors. Okay, I'm warm. And I'm drinking coffee. Like, that's a great mix. Don't fall over. Oh. But yeah, North Shore is definitely a great company. I don't like their diapers that they have made at all, personally. I know a lot of people do. Usually guys love them, women don't. I don't know why. But for me, they are not comfortable. It also depends on how much you order, I think, too. I forget. Usually I have to pay for shipping from North Shore, but it is really fast shipping. And it's only like $10 or something like that. It's really not that bad. I just spilled coffee. My bird is a goofball these days. He has a new toy that we got from my in-laws. They used to have a cockatiel, and he usually takes about 2 to 3 months to even warm up to a toy. See ya, Eric. Thanks for coming in. But he usually takes like months to warm up to a new toy, and it's only been a couple weeks. And he's really liking this one. In your opinion, which brand do you believe holds the most? I personally think Crinkles holds the most. Second would be Tykables. Crinkles, the biggest issue I have with the Crinkles is that I end up having to change out of it because I use the restroom for number 2. And so with Crinkles, I basically can undo each tape once. Normally I undo top tape when I'm wearing Crinkles. With the other ones, I undo 2 tapes because they are resealable. So I undo the top tape, slide it down, pull it up, do that. So basically I can do that twice on a Crinkles diaper. With Tykables and ABU, I can do that pretty much infinitely. So while I think Crinkles holds the most, the tapes are an issue. Their tapes tend to be a little wonky anyway. And also they do break down the most out of any diaper. So that's the 2 downsides I have with Crinkles, primarily why I don't use them as much. In the wintertime, a lot of times I will use them because I'm in the house. I don't have as much sweat going on, so I don't really react to them as much. But in the summertime, I can't wear them because I'm sweating so much and my skin reacts to them a little bit. So I usually wear Tykables or ABU through the summer months. And Crinkles are really good, though. If they brought their landing zone back, hands down, they're a great diaper. Because price-wise, their absorbency is fantastic. They just need to work a little bit on the fact that they break down, and they need to put that landing zone back in, and then they'd have, like, the best diaper. Oh, of course, because you have to go to work. Oh, yeah. But seriously, Tykables are my favorite. I think that I have not tried the Peekaboos from ABU yet, so I can't really say. I've heard they're amazing. When it comes to wearing diapers 24/7, I find that I would rather not have something that's so super absorbent that I'm in it all day, because then that can lead to rashes. But if you're wearing, like, if I were to wear the ABU peekaboos, I think I would wear them for like nighttime or going out for long periods of time. I really want to try them. That's on my bucket list. As soon as they are in stock with the extra larges, hopefully next month, I'm going to try them because I really, really want to try them. So that's on my bucket list. But if I'm going for versatility, say hands down, that is my favorite print. I love the Aquanaut print. I'm the kid that watches Octonauts on TV, though. I love Octonauts, so anything water related, I love. But print wise, I also do prefer Tykables over ABU. But the diapers that I haven't tried, like, I really want to. There's some diapers I would really like to try, but that I won't try for reasons. Like, Little for Big has come out with a diaper recently, and I would love to try them, but I refuse to support Little for Big because they're a bigoted company. They're not even run by ABDLs, and they've been publicly dissing the ABDL community. So I find that I believe that no ABDL or incontinent person should really support them because deep down they're a horrible company. Yes, they found an area that they can make money off of, but that's it. That's all they care about is making money. They don't care about the community itself. And there's really only two companies that are not ABDL run that do ABDL stuff, and that is Bambino and Little for Big. They are run by non-ABDLs. Bambino is really very quiet in the community. They're really not out there much, but I don't have as much of a problem with because they're not outwardly against the ABDL community, whereas Little for Big has been known to be against the community, like outwardly against it. So I feel like we shouldn't support them. Like, support rears either for personal reasons. I just have had very dishonest communications with the business owner, as well as her personally dissing my the business I used to run with in the past. Like, she just dissed our company to our faces, and it was just wrong. And just the way she's reacted to certain things, I feel like I personally am not going to support her company in any way, shape, or form, which unfortunately means I can't really support the guy that runs it in the US because ultimately that's her company as well. Because the Safari diaper is a wonderful diaper. I love that diaper. And I have a friend has purchased it for me, and I will use it. Like, if it's purchased for me, I'll use it. But I personally will not buy from her company for reasons. But if somebody is purchasing a gift for me, I am not going to say, it's up to you. See you, Matt. It's up to you whether or not you support the community or the companies like that. But I personally would just, I love supporting Tykables. I think they did a really good job. Like, when they moved into the community that they're in with their store, and ABU does a pretty good job too. I didn't hear as much communication about ABU. I am a little annoyed that ABU has that whole patent thing going on and whatnot, like the trademarking certain words and things like that. Like, I think that's stupid. All right, Vincenzo, see you later. Yeah, I'll be around. I'm actually going to close up stream here pretty soon. Not quite yet, but I'm going to be going before too long because we are at 2.5 hours. That's like the longest stream I've ever done. So that's pretty cool. But I do have to rest a little bit before too long. But it was nice hanging out with you guys, and we'll do it again soon. So, but yeah, when it comes to me and my support of different companies, it really depends on the company as a whole, not just their product. So, like, I really want to try the Little for Big diapers. Number one, they are astronomically expensive. They're one of the most expensive premium diapers. Hello, Jesse. Finally, an ABDL stream. Yes. But welcome in. We're just kind of discussing different diaper brands and different companies at the moment. If you have any questions, those of you who are coming in or are new, any questions, feel free to ask. I am pretty open about everything. But yeah, so when it comes to Little for Big, like, most of their stuff I don't give a crap about. I really don't want to own, but I really want to try the diaper just to see how it is, because it's like a $3 diaper. It's really expensive. No barfing, buddy. No puking. My cat is sitting right here, and he's a bit of a vomiter, and he's acting like he might barf. Please do not puke. So, like, I don't know. It's just been waiting for one for so long. Yeah, I stream fairly regularly. I'm hoping before too long. Once I'm in the process of getting ready to move. Hey, baby, you need some snuggle time? Hang on. Oh, he's going to go behind the computer. Before too long, once we move, I really would love to get set up to do some live streaming on Twitch of like art and stuff, and having like an ABDL art themed Twitch. And I really would love to start taking more commissions for drawing. I think that would be a wonderful thing. That would be like, I would love it. But that's in the future. That's something I'm working on. But I do stream here on YouTube quite often, actually. I'd say once every couple of weeks, sometimes once a week. It really depends. I haven't recorded any videos lately because I have been getting any, not to be rude, but I meant any ABDL stream. Yeah, it's rare. There's very few people who stream. I haven't tried any ABDL diapers. I tend to wet the bed pretty heavily, so Snatch. What's going on, buddy? You got a stitch coming out? Wet the bed pretty heavily, so I want to try something that will hold up while I sleep. Kevy, seriously, ABDL brands are the best when it comes to absorbency, because ABDL brands focus on the usability of a diaper. Like, a lot of the medical companies, all they care about is what the nursing homes say. Like Molecare, for instance, the guy that runs Hartman, my ex-business partner and I actually spoke to him because they did a redo of some of their diapers, and it's like, why are you going in this direction when the incontinence community is begging to stay in this direction? And he basically told us that that's not what the nursing homes want. So that's why we're not going to do it. And it's like, the ABDL companies actually listen to their customers. They focus on how much this holds, how well it works. Take ABU, for instance. They used to have horrible tapes. Pretty much their tape, they had the landing zone, but their tapes were terrible. And they listened to the community about the fact that your tapes are what steers us away from your diapers, and they changed the tapes. And now they have so many more. I've never liked Molecare, Kevy. I've tried them many years ago, back when they were still plastic and all that, and I hated them. They broke down terribly. They were really uncomfortable. I just hated them. See ya, Jesse. Welcome. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe to my channel, because then you'll get notified of when I stream and everything. But yeah, Kevy, Molecare, like, it's not Molecare specifically. It's the guy that runs Hartman, which actually sells Molecare and all that stuff. So, but it was really like, really, you've got a whole community here that is begging for a fantastic diaper, and you won't listen. Like, a company that really listens to people could make so much money if they did what was needed. And honestly, like, North Shore does a pretty good job. A lot of people like their diapers. Their diapers are decent. I just don't like them personally because I have certain issues with them. And I find that a lot of women or people who are transgender that still have, female parts, find that they're not as good. And I'm not sure why that is. I would love to know why. But pretty much everybody I talk to who likes them has a penis. So there's something there. But their pull-ups are fantastic. North Shore's pull-ups are really good. I can even wear their pull-ups for short periods of time. And that's very rare. I am a very heavy wetter, and having a pull-up that holds up to a wedding or two is almost unheard of, but North Shore definitely does it. So their products are good. I just personally don't like them. But they are really starting to explore the ABDL community and listening to what they have to say and reporting that back to, like, Crinkles, for instance, who's in the UK. And they're actually interested in it. And I really, really appreciate that about them. And, North Shore went to Capcom, for crying out loud. Like, holy crap. Or TeddyCon, or one of the two, I forget. I think it was Capcom. But, when you have a company that really listens to the feedback from their customers and makes those adjustments, that's the companies that I will support. And, like, that's one thing I'm really liking with Tykables. Like, at first, everybody's like, wow, they're going hook and loop. Like, nobody's doing that. Like, Bambino did that with their hybrid, but I honestly, hands down, Tykables did a really great job with their diapers, and seriously, love them to death. They did a really good. The only thing that Tykables needs to work on at the moment is that the past couple of runs of their diapers that have had the plastic has been a little weak. So I think they may need to look into that, because I've had it where I literally put it on and just the whole thing splits wide open. So I think that's something they might want to work on a little bit. But other than that, their diapers are great. One thing that I would like from a diaper, which is not going to happen because of my body weight and my body style, is my thighs. I have thunder thighs, and they compress the diaper. So they send the padding once the diaper's wet, it either goes to the front or to the back. And there's this opening in the middle that's just no padding. It drives me crazy. But that is personally an issue with me because I am overweight. And I need to fix that. But yeah, so goodness, we've had a pretty decent stream today. It's really awesome. Sometimes I only have like one or two people in my stream, and it's really great to see that, we've had a pretty consistent base here. I like the ability to interact with y'all on this level. That's kind of my best way of communicating with everybody, is by doing the live streams, which is why I would love to do something on Twitch. I love watching people on Twitch, so I really want to start streaming and showing you guys some more of the stuff that I do. So I'm going to start that probably by doing a YouTube channel for artwork. We'll see. I'm not sure. I don't have great video capabilities at the moment. I have an iPhone, which is great. I love my iPhone now. But I have to get my camera set up and stuff. I have an actual camera, and I think that's the best way to stream, is by using webcam and all that. So eventually I'll do that. It's nice to have you, Kevy. Yeah, I try to be informative as much as possible, and seriously, if you ever catch me online, ask any questions. I am on Twitter. I have a Facebook group for my art. I have Instagram. All of that is linked in every video. Like, there's a link in the description for all of my social medias. And, in stream, seriously, ask any question you want, and I will pretty much answer it, unless it's way too personal. But it takes a lot for me not to answer, because I do want to be informative to both the ABDL and the incontinent community. Like I asked everybody earlier, because I'm really thinking about, I want to give ABDL content that is not just a girl showing off their body in a diaper, because that's one thing you'll never find on my videos. Like, I do not show myself in my diaper. I don't do changing videos. I don't show myself in my diapers, but I want to do some more ABDL content, especially once I get more of a nursery setup and things like that. I want to do like a play with me type thing. And I was kind of asking people, like, should I do that on this channel, or should I do a totally separate channel? And I'm kind of thinking of having like an ABDL art / fun themed channel. That would be like a Binky Girl channel. By the way, that is my nickname almost everywhere else. I am Binky Girl. I also go by Chloe, which is my little name. But yeah, that's kind of, I'm not sure where I'm going to go. All this is going to be after the move, because we are moving here, and like by by September 1st, we hope to be fully moved. Because we have company coming into town on the 3rd. So yeah, hopefully we'll be moved by then. But after we move, I really want to kind of kick everything into high gear and produce more content, try new diapers, things like that. Like there's a lot of diapers I really want to try. And so I haven't done a diaper review in a while. So I'm definitely going to be going back and redoing some of my old videos that are like 5 years old now. Like my most watched video is my hiding your diapers video, and I need to update that one. Things like that. So I feel like a little bit that I've hit a wall with content, and I'm not sure what to do at the moment, but such is life. Every YouTube channel hits that ground and they have to keep on going and they have to adapt. So I'm kind of at that point, and I'm trying to figure out where I go from here. And I know I want to do an art channel because I really love doing my art. If you guys can't really see it, but like I have an art mess over here. Oops, sorry, kitty. I have an art mess. This is my art box here. This binder is all my reference pictures. Like I have art going crazy in my household. So I really would love to do some things like that. Hey, maybe even teach some people how to sew certain things. So I don't know. I'm really considering where I need to go with my channel and whether or not I'm going to start another one as well. So any suggestions are great. I always love to hear video suggestions from everybody, for sure. But I kind of have hit a wall, and with the move and everything, I just haven't been able to focus on recording videos and getting them uploaded. So that's why there's been a couple more live streams lately. And my battery wants to die. Yep. We're going to knock down the wattage for a minute to pump up that battery a bit. It really doesn't want to work right now. It keeps going. Oh, now it's going to go. There we go. See? Low battery. I have to play with it a little bit to get it to work right. This is actually a new e-cig. I've had an e-cig for this, one like this, but a different color for a few months. And it's been really finicky and wonky since I first got it. Like this part, which is the battery cap, would heat up to the point of burning me. It started melting my batteries, and it never fully used up my battery. And I finally took it into him. I'm like, look, this is, I talked to him at first, and they're like, well, it's just, it's just showing the fluctuation of the battery. It's fine. Finally, I took it into him, explained what it was doing, showed him the melted batteries and everything. And they're like, oh, that's not right. So they ended up exchanging it for me for a new one. And they didn't have the same color. Like I waited for a week because at first the company said we have to replace it with the same color. So I waited for over a week. Was using this little thing that I absolutely hate. And finally, like they went back, like our e-cig shop is family run. They went to the distributor and they're like, well, it's not in yet, but you can choose a different color. So they ended up, they thought that the e-cig shop thought I wanted the color I had. And I was like, I don't care. I really don't care. So she's like, well, we'll have them ship it to us on a different color. So they gave me a different color one, and it's working so much better. It's nice to not have a faulty e-cig. But, oh boy. So, do you guys have any last questions you want to ask or any topic you want to talk about? Because we'll probably close up the stream here in a little while. But if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer real quick, I will do that. I'm considering drawing today. I'm gonna post a video soon of some. I'm not really with the tobacco product. I tend to vape more medical plant. Yes. I'm actually starting to look into that. I am actually allergic to marijuana. I've tried smoking it. I've tried edibles. I've tried like a bong. And I actually react extremely poorly to it. But we do have a CBD shop in town. And we went to talk to him about prices and things. And he gave me a sample, like a day's worth, just to try and see if I react to it. And I did fantastically on it. So we're going to probably be purchasing some and trying it. And it is also the kind that you can vape as well. So I may look into that as well. I'm really hoping that it helps with some chronic pain, and that it helps with the anxiety that my medication doesn't really take care of. And I'm also hoping it helps with my sleeping a little bit because I have horrible insomnia and I have to medicate for that. And even then, I usually am up till at least 2, 3 in the morning, if not 4. So I'm really hoping that it'll help kind of ease some stuff for me. And I'm really hoping that it helps with some other pain I did smoke cigarettes for a few years. Actually, we just quit about 5 or 6. Well, it was Christmas time, right around Christmas time. No, that was not true. April. I think I had my last cigarette in April. Yeah, I'm going to be looking into it more. Unfortunately, we don't have a very fantastic income to be able to try a bunch of different stuff. But we have 2 CBD shops in town, and I'm going to check out the other one because this guy primarily does like the one that you can put in like water and juice and stuff like that, or you can put under your mouth. He doesn't do topical creams as much from what I can tell. But he was very knowledgeable. Like, I felt very trusting of him because when I walk in the shop, his wife is in there, his kid is in there, and his dog is in there, which means he's comfortable enough to bring his child to work. And it really made me have a level of trust with him that I wouldn't typically have. But hi, Chris. Hello. So yeah, I'm interested. Once my boyfriend gets back into town, probably after payday, we're going to get some to try, and I'm going to give it a shot for about a month and see how I do. And I am sorry about the speech or anything. My Bell's palsy is getting activated right now, and I'm not quite sure why. So right now, this side of my face is numb, and my eye is kind of staying closed. But oh yeah, the tinctures, yeah. But he sells it in like a big bottle, that's like 250 mils or something like that, milligrams of it. And he said it's about a 14 to 15 day supply. So it's like $40 for that. And that's actually, from what I understand, a really good deal. So I'm going to try and see how that goes. The day that I did take it, like he put a dropper full in a water for me as a sample. And I got that in the afternoon, and I drank a little bit of it that day. And then the next day I drank more of it. And I was actually able to be in a situation where normally I would have complete anxiety. So like I had probably about a quarter of the bottle before we went to a block party that this local bar puts on every year. And it's like crazy amount of people all crammed into one little block of street. And normally I would react very, very poorly. I don't usually do well in crowds. And I was actually able to be in the crowd and not have anxiety. We left because my body was hurting too much and I wasn't able to stay standing for that long. So I think it helps with that. And the next day I was able to do stuff. Oh God, this face is getting really weird. The next day I was able to do stuff. So I think that definitely contributed to it. So we really want to try and see if I do it for a month, how I improve. So that's hopefully going to be happening. I do want to probably discuss it with my doctor a little bit. I'm not sure if she'll be comfortable with that, but I do want to let her know that I am using it if I do that. So this face thing, I'm not sure if it's just that it's really bright out. Sometimes this can be a seizure pre-trigger. And I'm not sure if that's what's going on. It doesn't usually happen in the house, which is weird. But many years ago, we're talking like, oh God, back in 2000, probably 8 or 9, I had Bell's palsy happen. And now if it's like really bright out and I'm driving without sunglasses or something, or it's really, really bright out, in general, it does this outdoors or in the car. Normally, if it does it in the house, that is either after a seizure or before a seizure. So I'm hoping that's not what's going on, because I have been doing really well with seizures lately, and I want to keep it that way. To answer your question, Chris, how long have I been ABDL? Well, technically all my life. There's memories that I have from very young where I was trying to sneak diapers and everything, but I've really only been investigating and in the community since about 2012. I've been incontinent since about 2007, true incontinence at 2011. So I started looking into the ABDL community after I became fully incontinent, and I wanted to kind of get some support, and I kind of started discovering that I am ABDL. Like, I didn't even know what it was for most of the time. So, yeah. But for quite a while, I actually met my boyfriend, who I live with at the moment. I met him through an ABDL website. Most doctors are kind of obligated to say no. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. But it's something like I am going to just let her know that, hey, I am doing this, just so we can kind of gauge how I'm doing. And I am going to start, I've needed to do this for a while, but I actually need to start journaling some, like doing a health journal, because with the disability, we're working on getting me disability, and I really need to be able to have a lot of documentation on how I'm doing. So, yeah, but yay, numb face. I hate it when it does this. It's so annoying. Like, I had to patch my eye for quite some time because I couldn't, like, it doesn't close all the way, but it also won't open. So my depth perception is off really bad. And so I had to wear a patch for quite some time, because when it's not patched, when it's not covered, this eye just automatically wants to say shut, because it wants to work with this eye. If I cover this eye, then this eye will open up better and function better. But yeah, well, thank you, Chris. I am glad I was able to answer your question. We'll probably go till about 3 hours, guys, which is like 9 more minutes or so. And then I will probably just chill. It looks like my face needs to calm down. This is annoying. But this is what it looks like when you have Bell's palsy. Some people's face droops down this way, whereas mine kind of just tightens into this mess. But it gets really annoying because it's really hard to read and to see when I'm doing this, when it's doing this. So, and it's getting droopy there. This is ridiculous. I hope I'm not having a seizure soon. Sometimes when I have my seizures, depending on the type of seizure I have, I'm not able to really care for myself afterwards. So being home alone, my roommate is at work, my boyfriend's out of town, that would be a bad thing. And the annoying thing is I'm really not feeling anxious. Like, that's the weird thing with my seizures, is like I don't feel anxious at all. But it's just something that triggers in my subconscious, and it can be a smell, it can be a sound. I don't even know almost any of my triggers, actually. So it's really annoying that I don't know what's triggering it. So I'm hoping that this is just because of the brightness, but the fact that it could also be the fact that I've been talking for 3 hours straight. I don't know. But it does this a lot in the summer, mostly when I'm driving, and it's really, really annoying. It's just like, okay. I can see my nose really well right now because only one eye is looking, and it really wants to look that way. But it's annoying. But sometimes this can be an anxiety reaction, but it's not. I don't feel like it is right now. I don't feel pre-seizure or anything. And I was doing really horribly yesterday. I had a horrible migraine. So today I'm feeling better, and I really don't want to lose that with a seizure. So we'll see how it does once I stop talking. But, such is life. I definitely can't draw like this because I can't tell how, like, okay, I have these scissors. I really should not have these scissors right now, but I really can't tell where I am in relation to this bottle. Like, it's annoying. It is one of the most annoying things, is to have this depth perception issue. So, but yeah. Any other questions before we close up? We've got about 6 minutes or so before I'm going to close it out. Any other questions y'all want to ask real quick, feel free to ask. If you're new here, definitely hit the subscribe button to my channel because I do post a lot of videos, both ABDL and incontinent based. I do a lot of educational ones. I do a lot of health updates lately. But I do, post videos. Usually I'm fairly regular about it. With my move, I am not currently that regular just because I can't focus on video content at the moment. But I will be doing so once we move and get settled and stuff like that. So if you're new, welcome. I usually have almost all the same people that are in my streams, which is really nice because I've gotten to know you guys a little bit. And I really enjoy that. It makes it really fun. But yeah, this is interesting. I should probably tell my boyfriend what's going on, just so he knows. So we're going to flip it around and take a picture. And tell him. Let's see. We're going to post this. It's really hard to type when I'm like this. I was going to go get the mail when I finished, but I can't drive when I'm like this because I cannot tell the distance. I've been subscribed for long, but this is first time commenting. I'm glad I got the opportunity to speak to you. I'm glad, Kevin, definitely. When it comes to my videos, I don't always reply to comments. I do read them all, but I don't always reply because maybe I don't have a huge amount to add, but I try to reply to them. But I'm not a huge channel. I'm just over 3,000 subscribers. So yeah, I do not know what's going on with my face. But yeah, so yeah. But it's nice to see all my regulars. Like I have some pretty regulars in the stream. I have some pretty regular commenters as well. And it's nice to get to know everybody on a little bit more of a personal level. And I think that's one thing I really like about the live streaming. It just brings it to another level, and I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, that's cool. But I think because my face is just getting worse, I'm probably going to close out the stream here and see if I can get my face to rest up a little bit. So I just want to thank all of you who came in here today. It has been really fun. Thank you for chatting while I pack. And I'll probably do it again here soon. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow or not, but I'll definitely be doing some stuff while I pack because it really helps me to, pass the time and to work a little bit better. So yeah. But thank you all so much for joining the stream. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope to see you around next time. And you all have a wonderful afternoon, morning, day, wherever you are. And I will see you all next time. Bye.